On an overcast day in what is usually known as the Sunshine State, the Gladiators, with smiles on their faces, enter VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena for the second game of a three-game set after a 7-2 win in this building last night. Good evening, everyone. Chiarenza here on the Gladiators Broadcast Network, and Atlanta is beaming from ear to ear because they've improved to 13-4 with their win last night. Most goals scored in a game since Atlanta came into this building on April 14th of 2024 and knocked off the Icemen 7-4. Last night, Atlanta won 7-2. And they have won their last four. 26 points on the season, 13-4 record. The sky is the limit for Matt Ginn's Atlanta Gladiators, looking to make it 5 in a row here in the middle game of a three-game set before the scene shifts to Duluth tomorrow afternoon. Jacksonville with the loss, now 9-10, 18 points on the campaign. They are tied for 4th in the South Division. They have lost their last 4, and it is a bit of a downer here for Jacksonville. Rough night for them last night. Crowd headed to the exits early in the third period. Tough break for them. They're looking to bounce back here before the scene shifts to Duluth tomorrow. It is the 4th of 13 meetings this season, 70th all-time meeting between Jacksonville and Atlanta. The Gladiators are 36, 26, and 7 all-time versus Jacksonville. And of course, last night Atlanta picked up that win, 36 all-time, and they did it, scoring the most goals in a single game this season, with a 7th spot on the Icemen. Louis Boudon led the way, 2 goals and 2 assists for the Frenchman. His first 4-point game in the ECHL. He has 3 goals and 7 assists in his last 5. He has been on a tear as of late and shows no signs of slowing down. He scored 102 into the first last night to get the scoring started for the Gladiators, and that should have been an omen of things to come because Atlanta did not slow down after that. Late in the first period, Atlanta heads to the penalty kill, but that's no problem for the Gladiators because they score twice, 2 shorthanded goals on that PK. First, it's Joey Cipolo with 3:48 left in the first period, getting on the board for Atlanta, and just 79 seconds later, Ethan Scardina rifles his first professional goal into the far corner, and Atlanta has a 3-0 lead. And that would be the end of the night for starting netminder Scott Ratzlaff. He stops 5 of 8 and gets yoinked. In comes Michael Bouillon, who will finish the rest of the game, but doesn't fare any much better. Jacksonville did score 109 after the Scardina goal to make it 3-1 late in the first period, but in the second, Atlanta starts to score again, and this time on the power play. It is Chad Nychuk getting on the board, or excuse me, it is Isaac Walter getting on the board for the Gladiators on the power play, followed by another power play goal from Louis Boudon to start the third period. That made it 5-1 Gladiators. And then you get to the third period, Icemen score to make it 5-2 off a goal from Brody Crane, and then they tack on 2 more to the Gladiators from Sylvester and McNamee to make it a 7-2 final. 4 of the 7 goals scored on special teams, 2 shorthanded goals, 2 power play goals. Atlanta continues to roll. For the Gladiators, there were 5 different players that registered a multi-point game last night, as Louis Boudon led the way with 4 points. Isaac Walter, 1 goal and 2 assists. Cody Sylvester, 1 goal and 1 assist. Carson Denemy, 2 assists. And Chad Nychuk, 2 assists for the Gladiators last night. It was a healthy dose of offense and then some for the Gladiators. Of course, as I just mentioned before, special teams did highlight in the win. 2 power play goals. They go 2 for 4 on the man advantage. Went 3 for 3 on the penalty kill, including 2 shorthanded goals. Really doesn't get much better than that for the Gladiators. The power play has been on a tear as of late. More on that in a moment. The TJ Semptenfelter stopped 31 of 33 between the pipes. Excellent night for him as well. Gladiators hold the Icemen to 2 goals on the board. And it has really been the story of the season for the Gladiators. Starting from the back end, excellent goaltending between the pipes. Excellent defense in front, and then getting the offense as needed. You put the puck in the back of the net and win games for the Gladiators, looking for win number 14 here tonight. So back to special teams. Atlanta has been phenomenal in the special teams department so far this season. Power play has been looking really good as of late, as Atlanta now 5 for 13 on the power play over their last 3 games. Atlanta has scored power play goals in 3 straight, longest stretch of the season. And in that span, they're operating at 38.4%. So Atlanta goes through a power play slump, and then all of a sudden, they jump-start it at the end of that 5-game homestand. And now they are currently buzzing on the man advantage and show no signs of slowing down. And so for the Gladiators, look to keep that rolling here today against the Icemen special teams that have been not that great, to say the least, to start the season. The Icemen on the power play, 15.9%, 23rd in the ECHL. Penalty kill, 78.2%, 25th in the ECHL. So the Icemen have bottom 10 power plays and penalty kills to start the season, and they are a bit of a scoring slump as well. In fact, for the Icemen, they're the second worst scoring team in the league this season, 2.47 goals for on average, as the Gladiators really had their way with the Icemen last night. Although speaking to some people around the building, the Icemen did not really take that loss all that well. They wanted to obviously perform better than they did, and so we are expecting a very unhappy group of Icemen here tonight, and looking to see some kind of rage out of the Icemen, see if they bounce back. Should be a more physical game than we saw last night, as Jacksonville looks to make a statement on home ice after they got embarrassed by the Gladiators 7-2 last night. As for Jacksonville, it was the worst loss in this building since that game on April 14th of 2024 when the Gladiators came in and won 7-4. Colby Johnson did score 1 goal in last night's loss for Jacksonville, 2 goals in his last 3 for the Icemen, and Brody Crane did tack on 1 as well. But the goaltending for the Jacksonville, which had been their strong suit to start the season, failed them last night. Scott Ratzlaff stopped 5 of 8 before getting pulled, and then Michael Bouillon stopped 16 of 20. Rough go of things for him, and so they'll look to bounce back here tonight. When we come back here on the Gladiators Broadcast Network, we will get to the keys to the game presented by Beaver Toyota and Mazda, and we will be joined by Penn Campbell here tonight in Jacksonville. All that coming up on the other side of the break. This is the Gladiators Broadcast Network from Jacksonville.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 38th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to thank everyone in attendance for your support of ECHL hockey. The ECHL would also like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; Athletic Knit, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2026 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Hotel Planner, official hotel reservations partner; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider; Prolific One, exclusive secondary ticketing partner; and Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2026 ECHL All-Star Classic. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to flowhockey.tv.
Kind of feels like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Welcome back to Jacksonville. Guy Chiarenza here on the Gladiators Broadcast Network, joined by Penn Campbell. Penn, glad to have you back with me here today.
Thank you.
All right, Penn, I want to do some Penn's perspective, all right? You were down there last night in the corner. You saw the Gladiators win 7-2, 7 goals on the board. Phenomenal stuff from Atlanta. What did you see last night?
On offense, they were clicking really good on offense. In defense, they played really good.
Yeah, TJ Septemfelter led the way, stopping 31 of 33. And you have been a happy guy last night. 7 goals, that's a lot to cheer for.
Yeah.
Gladiators looking to back that up here with another good performance tonight. Let's get to the keys to the game presented by Beaver Toyota and Mazda with head coach Matt Ginn. So 3 keys to the night. First key is to play fast and play direct. And this has really been the A game for the Gladiators all season long. When they do that, they are at their best. Key number 2 is to manage the puck. Thought Atlanta did a really good job of that last night, especially in the opening moments of the game. Off the opening faceoff, went right down to Jacksonville territory, worked it around, got it to Boudon, and ended up getting the opening goal 1-0-2 in. And finally, the third key tonight is to win the special teams battle. Penn, the Gladiators did a great job of that last night. 2 shorthanded goals, 2 power play goals. Great stuff. You love to see a shorty.
Yeah.
Gladiators do it not once but twice. It is the second time this season that Atlanta had scored two power play goals, or excuse me, two shorthanded goals on the same penalty kill. And of course, they do add the two power play goals as well. So great stuff for the Gladiators there. Let's get to the starting lineups here in Jacksonville. We'll start with the home squad, the Jacksonville Icemen, who are set to hit the ice here in about a minute or so. They'll send out their third line to begin play here tonight, as they, a little bit wounded here coming into the night, have a lot of guys on injured reserve, 5 to be exact. And Jacksonville just trying to find anybody that can play. Did shuffle around their lines a little bit entering the day, as we start with Bennett MacArthur starting at left wing, standing at 6 foot even, 194 pounds. MacArthur this season has 4 goals and 8 assists in 19 games this season. He's on a cold stretch, scoreless in his last 3. Getting the start down the middle is number 6, Ryan Patosha, standing at 5 foot 11, 172 pounds. He scored his first professional goal in the last meeting between these two before this stretch on November 15th. Patosha on the season has 1 goal and 1 assist for 2 points in 10 games. His starting right wing is number 8, Patrick Bykov, standing at 6 foot even, 183 pounds. Bykov on the season has been a good scoring forward for Jacksonville, 4 goals and 6 assists for 10 points in 19 games, but just like MacArthur, in a bit of a scoring slump, scoreless in his last 3, as the offense has dried up for Jacksonville during their 4-game losing streak. On the back end, getting the start at left defense, it's going to be number 24, Teus Jordan, standing at 5 foot 11, 190 pounds. He'll be paired up with number 18, John Spetz, the former college teammate of Ethan Hyder at UConn, standing at 5 foot 10, 110 pounds. Or that can't be right, not 110. That's a typo on the Jacksonville line sheet. Let's see, Spetz, 185. Got listed on mine. So Spetz will be paired up with Jordan, and that'll be the starting 5 skaters for Jacksonville. Michael Bouillon came in last night in relief of Scott Ratzlaff, ended up stopping 16 of 20. He gets the start here tonight, wearing number 50. This is the middle game of a 3-game set between these two, and talking to folks around the building with Jacksonville, sounds like Bouillon was scheduled to start this game anyway, despite coming in relief last night of Ratzlaff. So Bouillon on the season will be playing in game number 3, has a record of 1-0, a 3.54 goals against average, and an .878 save percentage. Now the starting lineup for your Atlanta Gladiators. They'll send out the third line with Caitlin Lind getting the start at left wing, standing at 6 foot 1, 163 pounds. Former second-round draft pick of the Nashville Predators. Currently picked up an assist last night. He is now up to 1 goal and 5 assists for 6 points in 13 games. His starting center down the middle, number 27, Mike McNamee, with the goal last night, standing at 6 foot even, 200 pounds. Has 2 goals and 5 assists for 7 points in 17 games. He's starting at right wing with 2 assists last night for a second multi-point game this season. Number 18, Carson Denemy, standing at 6 foot 1, 194 pounds. He is now up to 1 goal and 4 assists for 5 points in 17 games. Getting the start on the blue line for Atlanta, number 8, Ryan Conroy, standing at 5 foot 9, 185, 1 goal and 4 assists. Now has 5 points on the season with an assist last night in 17 games. They'll be paired up with number 2, Brendan Less, standing at 6 foot 1, 181. Has 3 assists in 17 games. And Ethan Hyder gets the start between the pipes after Septemfelter got the win yesterday. Hyder stands at 6 foot 4, 190 pounds, native of Maple Grove, Minnesota. In his second year with the club, is tied for second most wins in the ECHL with 7, with a 7-1 record, 2.09 goals against average, and a .931 save percentage. Last time we saw Hyder was in the overtime win against Greenville on Sunday, where he stopped 30 of 31 in a 2-1 OT victory. So that is the starting 5 skaters for Matt Ginn's Atlanta Gladiators. Assistant coach is Zach Vanell. Equipment manager Ben Ellis. Athletic trainer is Nick Nelson. Only notable change in the lineup for the Gladiators here today. Zach Yoder is out. Jack Robilotti is in. He'll be paired up with number 6, Andrew Jarvis. TJ Septemfelter is the backup here tonight. 4-man officiating crew here tonight with only 1 change. One of the linesmen, Corey Sellers, comes in as one of the linesmen. David Lilly is our head referee, along with Emil Sharon, wearing number 25 and 43 respectively. Nick Klitschko and Corey Sellers are our linesmen, for number 41 and 74 respectively. That is the lowdown here tonight. Coming up next, the national anthem here from Jacksonville, along with God Bless America.
Thank you, Gladiators Academy. At this time, we ask you to remain standing as we welcome Spring Park Elementary School for the singing of tonight's national anthem. Thank you, Spring Park Elementary.
We are all set and ready to go from Jacksonville, Florida. Guy Chiarenza alongside Penn Campbell. Happy to have you back, man.
Thank you.
Looking forward to a fun one here tonight. If it's anything like yesterday, we're in for a treat. 7-2 Gladiators win in this building last night. Hoping for more of the same here today. It was a beatdown of the Icemen. Gladiators looking to backstop that with another win, make it 5 in a row. For the Icemen, they're looking to snap their 4-game losing skid. And so, Atlanta looking to keep on rolling. Jacksonville trying to stop that train. But for the Gladiators this season, once they get rolling, they get rolling. And we saw that at the start of the season when Atlanta started off 6-0. Gladiators head back home tomorrow for a Sunday afternoon matchup to cap off the 3-3. Schedule makers not in the Gladiators or Icemen side. They'll play this game here tonight. Game will probably get over around 10:30 local time. And then it's back to Atlanta for both of these teams. Probably see each other, pass each other a couple times on the highway. And then you do it all again at 3 o'clock at Gas South Arena. It'll be Mike McNamee, who had a goal last night, going up against Ryan Potosha to get things started here today. McNamee will lean in. Puck is dropped. And off that face-off, the Icemen have it. John Spetz will dump it in. Potosha chases after it to the end wall. Gladiators dig it free from there and then goes right back into the traffic jam. Denemy out of the pile, slots it to the line, held in by Spetz. Left point shot, deflected in front of Hyder, skips off the top of the cage and stays out. Now it's Jordan, cross ice for a one-timer by Spetz, hits a man and dribbles in on Hyder, who puts a paw on it and freezes 30 seconds in. And for Jacksonville, that's a much better start than what they had last night. Yesterday, Atlanta took the puck off the faceoff, went down into Jacksonville ice, and scored the opening goal of the game, 1-2 win. Off the stick of Louis Boudon. And how good has he been playing as of late? Well, I'll tell you, he's on a 5-game point scoring streak.
Yeah.
3 goals and 7 assists in that span. He's been incredible.
Hit a few nice ones last night.
Yeah, he did. 2 goals for Boudon, 2 assists as well. First 4-point game in the ECHL for Louis. And you got to think at this point, he's got to be a good candidate to make the French national team for the Winter Olympics coming up in February in Milan. Face off to the right of Hyder. And off that face-off, Nitrick skips it to the line. Held in by Fulp, back in the lineup after missing yesterday's game. Boudon will take the rebound, pump it into Iceman territory. Gets tangled up between a trio of Icemen. Puck out to center. Boudon wrestles to get it back. Working with Sylvester, the captain takes a check at the blue line, but not before he dumps it in. Puck around to the far corner. Icemen dump it through center, and what should be an icing, and it will be. 59 seconds in. And Penn, you got a good look at both of those Louis Boudon goals last night. Which one was your favorite? The opening one or the power play goal?
The opening one. Like where he shot it from like far away. I think it was far away. I kind of can't remember.
It was about between the circles there. But if my memory serves correct, although 7 goals to keep track of gets kind of tough sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Face off on the near circle. Boudon will take it, and he tries to wrestle it away from Brown, but Jacksonville able to plug it out to center. Nychuk is there to meet it. Gladiators wearing their blue jerseys with Gladiator gold numbers and Gladiator gold trim. They'll escape from right to left here today. Icemen wearing white jerseys with blue numbers and silver trim, skating from left to right to begin. Nychuk burrows his way deep into the attacking zone. He's on a point streak himself. 1 goal and 5 assists in his last 4. Meanwhile, Ryan Francis takes over on the near half wall, battling against 3 Icemen. Joey Cipollone steps into the fray. Nychuk heads off. Robilotti comes on. Robilotti back in the lineup. Did not play in yesterday's game. Icemen wire it down to Ethan Hyder. He comes out to play it. Robilotti takes it, pushes it to the neutral zone. Icemen catch up to it, ends up spinning back to Young. Tries to shovel it ahead, but Jacksonville stronger, able to pump it down to the near corner. Jarvis is there, tips it to Robilotti. As Francis at the half wall, he gets checked. Puck leaps into the air. Cipollone bats it down. Held in at the line by Crane. Flings it cross ice. On time to Costantini. Rifles a shot, pad save Hyder, rebound to Crane, and he makes a second save.
Some good saves there.
Ethan Hyder showing off his skills to start the game. First 3 shots belong to Jacksonville. Francis now on the near wing. Floats it to the line, and it is held in by Crane. Jams it down low to Grando. He gets checked by Jarvis. And now Robilotti with it, chips it to the neutral zone. Nolan tries to take it on the move. Gets bodied off the puck of the line, and now Costantini's stick breaks. And so now it'll be Oleski shoveling it ahead. Playing his second pro game since 2022, came out and played for the Icemen last night. Ended up finishing the night as a +1, which is tough to do in a 7-2 loss, as Atlanta heaves the puck down to Bouillon. I believe that is the first time he's touched the puck tonight, and Atlanta yet to put a shot on goal. They'll drive it down to Bouillon again, behind the cage, shovels it to the near side. Conroy snatches it at the line, tries to put it on goal, hits a stick, and goes out of play. Duhart doing a flyby, got some wood on it. 16:43 left in the first. Fans, you can still make your pick as to who is going to score the first goal and get the first assist. Both of those presented by Hancock, Whitney Bank, and Pinnacle Promotions, respectively. Depends who is your pick to score the first goal here tonight?
I'm going to go with Alex Young.
Alex Young, that's a good candidate. He's the Gladiators' leading goal scorer coming into tonight with 7. Shot by Lind into the glove of Bouillon, and then he'll freeze again. And speaking of Alex Young, he is currently on a point streak as well. 2 goals and 2 assists in his last 3. Had an assist last night. And now Young on the season has 7 goals and 9 assists for 16 points in 17 games. Off the face-off, Denemy tries to cut towards the net. Ends up getting shrugged off the puck by the Icemen. They push it to center to Bykov, and they whack it down to Hyder. From the end wall, leaves it for Conroy. The Yale product spins away from pressure and drops it off to McNamee. Finds Lind up ahead from his blue line. Puts it through the neutral zone off the skate of Tischke. No icing. He'll head off. McNamee stays on the forecheck. Gladiators in the middle of a line change as Walter comes on. Meanwhile, Patosha dumps it off the end wall, ends up angling to Hyder. He'll freeze it just 1 second under 4 minutes gone by.
Hey fans, let's meet tonight's pest. Atlanta's number 71, Joey Cipollone.
And you can still make your pick as to who is going to score the first goal of the game. Comment below in our YouTube live chat as Joey Cipollone is named the pest of the game here in-house because he stepped for the team lead with 14 penalty minutes. Although I wouldn't really call Joey Cipollone a pest.
I wouldn't call him that either.
But he's been a good goal scorer for the Gladiators so far this season. Cipollone with a goal last night, now up to 6 on the season. 8 points in 17 games. Face off to the right of Hyder, won by the Gladiators, as Walter takes it in at center circle. Bounces to the outside, on his backhand, cuts to the net, and is shoved away by Beraldo as he tried to cut in tight on Bouillon. Red Savage pounds it to the end wall. Hyder out to play it again. Takes a moment to think about it, now heaves it to the near side for Sylvester. As Furiolo in motion from the neutral zone, prods it to Walter. Cross ice on time. Dijak fires, and it's blocked. Condata gets there and gets a stick on it. And now Jacksonville moves up ice 2-on-2. Shot into the glove of Hyder by Brown, and we stop again. Jacksonville now up to 5 shots on the board.
I was thinking there'd be no one here because all the football games on today.
There's a lot of football games on here today. You got the championship games. Jaguars playing tomorrow.
And pouring rain.
Is it pouring rain outside?
No.
No?
Tomorrow.
It was a little overcast.
Yeah, it started drizzling a little bit on the way here.
Good thing we play indoors. Shot from the line.
It's like rollerblade hockey.
Yeah, that's right. Jarvis takes a big check from Crane. Springs back up to his feet. Things get physical here to start. They knew the Icemen were going to come out with a bad taste in their mouth the way last night went. Much better start for them. Cipollone turns it over to Crane, holds it at the left point, feeds it to the circle. Centering feed, Costantini, a one-timer, stopped by Hyder. Rebound to the end wall, Jarvis is there, tries to collect it for Atlanta. Grando tries to strip him of it. They tango in the corner. Grando gets it to his stick, looking to find Costantini. Now at the end wall, they center, pass just a foot away from Costantini, tried to slam it in front of Hyder. Play getting really physical there, Penn.
Oh, yeah.
Saw Jarvis take a check, and then everybody wanted a piece
of Alex Young.
On comes the Nolan, Burns, and Scardina line. Jacksonville with it. Left side shot, off a stick and out of play. 14-10 left in the first. You figured it was only a matter of time before things got physical here in tonight's game. Yesterday had some nastiness to it, but not really. But for Jacksonville, you have to come out with a statement. Got embarrassed on home ice. Crowd leaving about midway through the third period, and even sometimes
that was funny
earlier.
to watch.
It was a good night for the Gladiators, not so much for the Icemen. And so Jacksonville trying to put together a better effort here tonight in front of their home crowd. Nolan from the right wing fires it in. Bouillon out to play it. Fulp slides it through the neutral zone. Icing on Jacksonville. 6:10 gone by in the first. Had a lot of whistles here to start. Seems like it's kind of been stop and go action, but Jacksonville's getting some shots in. 6-1. They lead the shot count, and last night they did something that they've only done 3 times this season now, which was outshoot their opponent. Jacksonville does not take a lot of shots. In fact, they take the least amount of shots on average, and out of any team in the league this season, 25.6 on average for Jacksonville. Last night they took 33. Face-off on the near circle. McNamee will take it, and Jacksonville will win it. Fulp scrambles to the left wing, pushes it through center. Another icing, and back down we go near Bouillon.
Hey fans, the future of sports in Jacksonville is looking up. Professional
Michael Bouillon, bit of a journeyman.
Going on in 6 minutes.
Yeah. Gladiators trying to get something going offensively. Just one shot on the board. McNamee will take this face-off against Duhart and win it. Nychuk at the left point. Scrambles down low and fires. Pops over from corner to corner onto the stick of Johnson. With a goal last night, Jacksonville's first. Slams it to the neutral zone. Gladiators come right back in. Lynn was careening into the left corner. Gets checked courtesy of Fulp. Players tangle at the end wall. Now Fulp and Lind jousting at each other, and the gloves are off! We've got a fight, Fulp and Lind! Lind gets an uppercut in, tries to get another, and he does! Fulp hauls him down. Fans howl in approval. That's exactly what they wanted to see to start, and Kalen Lind tries to fire up the Gladiators here to begin. Shouts over towards the bench, trying to ignite his guys.
A lot for a 160-pound dude.
That's right, Kalen Lind. Not the biggest guy in the world, 6'1", 163, going up against Aiden Fulp, 6'3", 210, and Lind can hold his own, that's for sure. Got a couple of good swings in there before getting dragged down by Fulp. For the Gladiators, maybe it is that spark that they needed here to start the game.
All right, fans, welcome back to the ice. Selena Cape's Glass Ice Crew.
We got a timeout on the ice. We'll take one as well. Scoreless game here in Jacksonville, coming off a fight from Kalen Lind and Aiden Fulp. We're back in a moment here at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena.
Greg Cole is bringing the game.
Everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Here in Jacksonville with 13:19 left in the first. We are still scoreless. Got a question for you on YouTube, Penn. Greg Mamula asks, Penn, Atlanta's defense has looked sharper lately. Are you seeing a tactical change, or is it more about individual players stepping up? What do you think?
Individual players stepping up.
It's been by committee for the Gladiators this season, scoring and defensively. Really has been that next man up mentality. As we've seen guys go up and down to Milwaukee, in and out the lineup at will, as Boudon creates a steal, tries to cut towards the net, ends up getting pinned at the end wall. And that man has led the charge on that committee, now leading the team with 19 points in 17 games. Boudon behind the net, levels it up top. Nychuk deeks to the right circle, tries to cut in tight, gets tripped up, draws a penalty. Atlanta will head to the Eco-Electric power play. So tripping is the call.
I love when fans boo our players. It's so funny to watch.
Condata to the box for Jacksonville. Tripping is the call. With 12:53 left in the first. So the Gladiators' power play goes 2 for 4 last night. Has scored a power play goal in 3 straight games. Has scored 2 power play goals in their last 2. We'll see if they can get that momentum going again here today. Starting off with a power play goal. Here's Nychuk with a shot well into the rafters, and that one almost clips.
Almost clipped the top of the arena.
Almost hit the top of the arena. Ends up just a couple inches below, and a fan will catch it in the first row in the end zone. And that's
like a football throw.
That's a moonshot.
Have you seen that guy, Zach Bell?
No, I haven't.
He throws like a stick up in the air and like throws the puck up in the air.
Sounds pretty neat. I'll have to check it out. Jacksonville wins the defensive zone draw, and then we'll mail it down for a clear. You know, Penn, earlier in the week, we were talking to Louis Boudon, and we're thinking about trying to get him to break a world record. The world record for pucks balanced on a stick at a single time is 25. We think Louis might be able to do 26. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
Gladiators dump it down.
I would love to see that, though.
See if he can do it. Nychuk from point to point. Walter fires. Blocker save made by Bouillon, and Jacksonville will clear.
That'd be like NHL material.
It would. There's a strong case that he can make the French national team for the Olympics, as Young puts a shot on goal that's sticked away by Bouillon. Sylvester just to prod it up to the point along with Walter, but Spets will step in and clear it for Jacksonville again. One minute left on the Atlanta power play. Second unit comes on. Cross ice, Nolan takes it on the move. Plugs it to the end wall, going out to play it. And he will wire it off the glass into the third row. Ooh. And another souvenir for a fan.
Thought that just hit her in the face.
Hopefully it didn't. That's a tough shot to take. Had some steam on it.
Why flash it before your eyes?
Face off on the near circle. McNamee will take it against Costantini. The Icemen, the victor, from corner to corner. They'll throw it to the neutral zone again. It's another clear for Jacksonville. Anthony Furiolo grabs it for Atlanta, has Burns in the neutral zone. Pops it cross ice. Cipollone tried to drag it in, but ends up rolling off of his stick. It's another clear for Jacksonville. 25 seconds left on the man advantage. Nolan on the right wing feeds it center for McNamee. Drop pass Cipollone, and his shot steered away by Bouillon. Loose puck goes to Jacksonville. Duhart nails it down one more time, and that should just about do it. To the penalty due to Condata.
Someone said, did he just curse on air?
No, I don't think so.
Who?
Probably one of the fans. Scardino drags towards the net.
I thought they were talking about us. I was like,
No, we would never. On the right side, Duhart on his forehead. Finds Dunkley. Shot is stopped by Hyder. As Conroy tries to put it on to the stick of Les. Ends up getting it back on the near side. Gets to the red line and pops it into the near corner. Gladiators trying to wrestle it there. Now back to even strength. Icemen dump it down to Gladiator. Iced enemy is there. Icemen trying to create a steal. At the left point, cross ice. Beraldo has it. Shot is blocked by Walter. Puck goes to the far corner. MacArthur picks it up for Jacksonville. He is bulldozed by Denemy. Does get the puck back. Moves it to the point for Beraldo. Shot blocked by Les. Rebound for a try by MacArthur is stopped by Hyder. Jacksonville trying to put together some more sustained zone time. Boudon able to prod it out to center to Walter. Tries to walk the attacking line. He's bounced back out to the neutral zone. And so Jarvis finds Boudon on the left side. Sylvester in front. Couldn't reel in the centering feed. Puck will escape the zone. Jarvis to Robilotti. To the near side for Sylvester. From the half wall, fires. Stick save Bouillon. Rebound to Robilotti, pinching down. Creeps to the far corner, working with Boudon. Icemen are able to scramble out to center, and they will move up ice. Spets to Savage. Right circle shot, off the stick and wide. Puck plops down on the far wall. Savage knocks it to the line. Shot from there by Tischke, blocked in front. Rebound goes to Dunkley, tried to shove it in. Ends up going to the perimeter. Icemen continue to rotate. Up top, Dunkley takes a shot, it's blocked. Puck plops down at the left point. Jacksonville continues to hold. Down low, Costantini behind the net. Gets checked off the puck. Rolls to Dunkley. From low to high they go. Spetch right point to the left circle. Off the stick of Costantini. Re-grabs it. Skates up to the point. Now dives towards the net and fires. Shot is blocked by Robilotti. Jacksonville centers. Loose in front. Jarvis cleans up. Puck goes out of the zone. 8 minutes left in the first period. Jacksonville continuing to press. Shot by Costantini is stopped by Hyder. On the far wall, bodies converge. Puck jumbles out the center thanks to the hard work of Alex Young. Cipollone throws a check on Costantini on the far wall. The Iceman's able to knock it into Gladiator territory where it's collected by Nychuk. Backhands it to Furiolo, product of Army West Point. Tries to pop it off the wall to Nolan on the run, but Iceman get in front of it, drive it down again, and so Nychuk starts the next breakout. Young over the red line, catapults it behind Bouillon. A spar for it there. Out of the pile come the Icemen. Shot from the line. Stopped by Bouillon. The rebound goes to Francis. At the right point, Furiolo takes it in. Scans the ice. Doesn't shoot. Delays to Francis. He'll fire. His shot goes wide. Rebound to Nolan. Gladiators cycle up high. Nychuk rips a shot in and out of the glove of Bouillon. Prods it to the near corner. Play continues to run. From the left circle, Nolan cycles to the high slot and fires into the glove of Bouillon. He will freeze with 6:39 left in the first. Good action so far here tonight, but no goals. Scoreless affair with 6:39 left in the first. We're back in a moment here on the Gladiators Broadcast Network.
More than just cookies. The lineup changing weekly.
Desserts now in rotation.
Gwinnett Fire and Emergency Services is ready to answer the call, but we'd rather prevent them. Our free home safety survey includes checking smoke alarms, identifying common hazards, and reviewing your family's home escape plan. Schedule yours today.
Back here in Jacksonville, scoreless affair between the Gladiators and the Icemen. Shot count reads 9-8 in favor of Jacksonville, who has put together a much better effort so far to start the game. And they're proving to be a formidable opponent for the Gladiators this season. Atlanta leads the season series 2-1 as we stand, this being the fourth between these two teams this season. Tomorrow will be the fifth to wrap up the 3-3. 3 o'clock start time at Gas South Arena. Make sure you're there for Max's holiday party at Gas South Arena.
Jerseys too.
Yeah, get your jerseys. Gladiators will bring specialty jerseys tomorrow, too.
The yellow Christmas.
I really like that look. I like that yellow. Face off on the near circle. Denemy gets it to the line.
Yellow and green would look really cool. And just put the logo in the middle.
That would be interesting. Conroy tries to keep it in at the line. Icemen scrub it out the center, so McNamee forced to hoist it back to the near corner. Spetz is there for Jacksonville. Knocks it over to the far side, and into that corner goes Denemy, along with Lynn trying to wrestle the puck away. They can't quite do it. Jacksonville moves up ice. Bykov finds Patosha in deep. Conroy is able to rub him off the puck and escape on the left wing. They'll rainbow it through the neutral zone to Sylvester. Left circle shot is stopped on a low drive by Bouillon. What a play that was. What a pass from Conroy to lob it on a moonshot to the captain. He's able to stay onside. Brown to the left wing to Savage. On his forehand, tries to steer it down low. Dunkley checked off the puck on the pass by Sylvester.
I've had the players go, where's the penalty at?
Everybody always looking for something.
It's like the Chiefs.
Boudon, cross ice to Sylvester. From the half wall, flings it across to Walter, and he can't get a shot away. Was tied up by Fulp. Brown on the right wing. Rips it across the ice. Nobody home except for Walter. Sends Robolati into action. Slingshots down the right wing. Moves to his backhand. Looking for some help. Cipolone gets there. Meets Brown at the half wall. Kept at the line by Young. He'll hold and shoot. Blocked in front by Beraldo. Rebound back to Young for a slapper. Didn't get a lot of mustard on it. And so Jacksonville able to clear. Back in the neutral zone. Francis with it. Skates over center circle and plunges into Jacksonville territory. Makes his way to the end wall. On his forehand, leaves it for Young. Backhands it up top to Nychuk. He'll find Francis looking for a tip-in. Shot goes wide. Back up comes to Nychuk at the left point. Finds Cipolone on the wall. Back up top. Friolo fires into traffic. The rebound to Francis. Tries to backhand it to Young in the slot. Hits a body. And Jacksonville's on the move. Nice move up ice. Drop pass. One-timer by Grando. Reaches wide of Hyder. Good chances on both ends, but still a scoreless game.
Yeah, some good chances there.
3:50 left in the first period. Icemen lob it to Hyder. Try and drop it back to the line. Atlanta moves up ice. 2-on-2. Nolan with Burns. Nolan will delay. Pushes it across. Off the skate of Scardina to Les. Spinning, returns it to Scardina. Up high they go. Conroy fires. Glove save Bouillon. And then they had a screen out in front. Mickey Burns was there. But they just couldn't find a way to solve Bouillon. Still scoreless with 3:31 left in the first. We're back in a moment here in Jacksonville on the Gladiators Broadcast Network.
It's time for friends, siblings, and dating.
Feels like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Welcome back to Jacksonville. With 3:31 left in the first period. Still no score here. Penny, you're doing some scoreboard watching there. What is the score in the SEC championship game?
28-7, Georgia won.
Wow. So Georgia wins the SEC.
I wanted them to lose. I don't like Kirby Smart.
No.
I don't like Ryan Williams either.
Georgia does get the dub, though. They're off to the college football
I hope they
playoffs.
lose in the playoffs.
Should be an exciting playoff this year.
Oh, yeah.
We'll resume action here in Jacksonville. Face off to the left of Bouillon, who to this point has stopped 10 of 10. Gladiators have sneakily taken the lead in the shot count, 10-9.
I wish BYU won, so Notre Dame was out of the playoffs.
Well, I'm a Utah alum, so can't quite say that I feel the same. I'm happy that BYU lost. They are our rivals. Gladiators work it in deep.
That always is a good rival.
Oh, it's great. Conroy at the left point finds the puck and stashes it down low. We won't have to play it. Scardina on the forecheck almost ripped it away. At the right point, Nolan keeps it in, but turns it over to Oleski. Specs will rip it on goal to Hyder. Glove save, drops it off the Les and keeps play moving. He blows an edge. Almost trips Johnson in the process. Gladiators send the puck back out the center. Icemen rip it back in. Delayed offside on Jacksonville, and they'll touch it up. 2:44 left in the first period. Well, Pen, we got another question for you here on the YouTube chat. We got a bit of a skirmish here. Do you have the Christmas jersey?
No, I do not.
We were talking off the air. I think we both are in agreement that we like that Christmas jersey that the Gladiators will be wearing tomorrow. It is a gold jersey with blue numbers, and it's stylized to look like a Christmas sweater. Very sharp. I'm looking forward to seeing the Gladiators wear those tomorrow. Get your tickets at atlantagladiators.com if you do not already have them. Should be a fun game to cap off the 3-3 between these two clubs.
What's up with these players? They're like getting at each other.
I've already seen a fight so far here tonight between Lind and Fulp, and it doesn't look like the nastiness is going away. Face off to the left of Bouillon. Lind will take it against Patosha. The Icemen do win that face off. They'll pound it to the neutral zone. There to gather is Jarvis, and it's poked away. Breakaway for Bykov. Stopped by Hyder. Kicked out the left toe. Arm is raised. The second chance goes in. They find Patosha in the slot. They beat Hyder, and Jacksonville takes the lead. Jacksonville has the first lead of the weekend. Starting with a breakaway from Bykov, able to poke it off the stick of Jarvis. Hyder tripped him, making the left pad save, and then the rebound goes behind the nets. They cycle it to the slot.
I don't think he knew where the puck was.
And there's Patosha. Yeah, looks like Hyder got screened by his own man, and Jarvis. Tough shift there for the Gladiators. Icemen strike first with 2:29 left in the first.
Someone said Are you still bitter about last year with Penn State? Okay, funny joke.
Are you?
Kind of. They got lucky.
You can maybe say the same about that Jacksonville goal. Odd-looking play, but they do score. Petosha's got his second of the year, and the Icemen have their first lead of the series. The Icemen have come out looking much better than they did in yesterday's game. They do score the first goal. Comes off the stick of Petosha. Second goal of the year. 3rd point overall. Icemen scoring first this season are 5-4. Gladiators when trailing first are 4-2. Atlanta has been a resilient group so far this season. This game far from over. Costantini stops at the right circle. Has a drop pass to Fulp. Shot pinballs in front and they score. It's Chris Grando and Jacksonville doubles their lead. "36 seconds after the score from Petosha, Jacksonville doubles their total to a 2-goal lead with 1:53 left in the first. Tough break for the Gladiators. The shot got blocked initially. The rebound goes right to Grando, and he's able to put it into the back of the net for the goal. So now Jacksonville has a 2-0 lead. Goals from Petosha and Grando. Gladiators trying to get one back before the period's end. Cipolo, there's a big check on Dunkley in the near corner. Puck leaks to the neutral zone. It'll go all the way down. Icing on Jacksonville with 1:29 left in the first.
This is number 11, Bennett McArthur. Goal number 8, Patrick Bykov. That's Icemen goal. Score by number 6, Ryan Petosha. His second of the season.
The first goal belongs to Petosha from McArthur and Bykov. Second goal belongs to Grando, his 3rd of the year, from Fulp and Costantini.
Did someone ask me, did I see the leaked jerseys?
There has been no Jersey League Stadium Arena. There is no Jersey League.
There's no jersey leak around here.
Nope. In comes Condada on the right wing to the backhand. Now shifts to the forehand, looks to center. Dunkley doing a flyby, doesn't get a lot on it. Ends up rolling to Hyder, who freezes. And Gladiators on their heels right now, just trying to escape the period.
Icemen goal, score by number 13, Chris Grando. His 3rd of the season. Assisted by number 27, Aiden Fulp. Along number 73, Matteo Constantini. That's Icemen goal, his 3rd of the season.
And what was a strong start last night for Atlanta, has not carried over here today. Jacksonville has been a better team here in the first period, and they get 2 goals out of it. Face off to the right of Hyder. Dunk out of the skates of Robolani by Duhart. Shot from the point, blocked by Jarvis. With the loose puck, he'll lift it to the neutral zone for Nolan. He'll prod it into Jacksonville ice, where it goes to Petosha. They are trying to serenade Ethan Hyder, but they're mispronouncing his name, so I don't think he really cares.
Did that with Septon Falter last night. I don't think he cared either.
He did not. Ended up stopping 31
He
of
told him
33.
good night's sleep. Get a good night's sleep.
Loose puck in the neutral zone. Duhart scrambles in on the right side, has some separation, cuts to the net, a backhand try. It is juggled by Hyder and caught with 23.9 left in the first. Much different action from the crowd here today compared to yesterday.
It was yesterday.
Yesterday it was a library, doom and gloom for Jacksonville. Tonight, they're having a little bit more fun. Jacksonville by 2.
It was hollow. It was like a ghost town.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. Face off on the near circle. Jacksonville with a shot. Bykov's bid is denied by Hyder. Second chance through the slot. Puck around the goal to the far corner. MacArthur looks to center for Bykov, and it goes off a stick and out with 9.8 left on the clock. For the Icemen, the first period has been their best period all season long. Icemen now this season have outscored their opponents. The Gladiators don't score here in the waning moments of the first, 23-19 in the first, but they have been outscored 11-17 in the second and 13-23 in the third. As Hyder takes in another long shot, stop the clock with 4.8 left. And so all things considered, looks like the Gladiators will be held scoreless here in the first period of tonight's game. As yesterday they put up 3 goals on the board in the first period, 2 of those coming short-handed. Face off on the far circle. McNamee will take it and win it. Nitro pins it up against the wall, and time will run out on the first period. So 2 late strikes from Jacksonville, 36 seconds apart, has them up 2-0 after 1 period of play. Goals scored by Ryan Patosha and Chris Grando have Jacksonville up by a deuce. Icemen lead the shot count 16-11 after 1 period of play. We'll see how Atlanta responds in the second. But as for us, we are headed to the first intermission report here on the Gladiators Broadcast Network. When we come back, we'll take a look at what happened there in the first period, what led to the Gladiators being down by 2. Look ahead to the second period, what Atlanta needs to do to get back on the board and make this one a game. And we'll also get Penn's perspective here on the Gladiators Broadcast Network as we're having some fun on a Saturday night. All that coming up next on the other side of the break. Jacksonville 2, Atlanta nothing. Your score after 1.
Feels like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Sometimes life's collisions leave us feeling off balance. But at 100% Chiropractic, we know how to get you back on track. We don't just straighten you out, we empower you.
We educate you on how to get to the root cause and give you a play-by-play strategy on how to get you back to 100%.
We even use lasers.
Lasers!
Our $49 first experience includes a complete set of comprehensive chiropractic x-rays, a fit 3D scan, and your first life-changing adjustment. Visit us and break the ice. Discover the power of chiropractic care at 100%.
When you need inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger. For thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And low prices that add up to big savings, like over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Gwinnett Fire and Emergency Services is ready to answer the call, but we'd rather prevent them. Our free home safety survey includes checking smoke alarms, identifying common hazards, and reviewing your family's home escape plan. Schedule yours today.
After 1 period of play at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena in Jacksonville, it is the home squad that has a 2-0 lead. After 1, Icemen get 2 late goals in the first period. First coming with 2:29 left on the clock. Odd goal for Ryan Patosha. First it was a breakaway for Bykov, able to jam it off the stick of Jarvis, get in tight with Hyder. Hyder makes the save, flares out the left pad, ends up tripping Bykov. There was a delayed penalty on that sequence. Puck goes to the end wall. Jacksonville continues to rotate, and hey, you play until the whistle. There wasn't one. Icemen find Patosha in the slot for the one-timer, and he will score. That makes it 1-0 Jacksonville, and then 36 seconds later, Icemen back on the board again. This time it is Chris Grando, as really wasn't a whole lot Ethan Hyder could have done. There's a shot from the line that pinballs around, ends up going to the left circle for a shot by Grando. He scores his third of the season, makes it a 2-0 Jacksonville lead through 20. After one period of play, special teams battle, not really much of a factor. Atlanta 0 for 1 on the power play. Jacksonville has yet to have a chance on the man advantage themselves, but Jacksonville does outshoot the Gladiators 16-11 through one period of play. And so for Jacksonville, a team that doesn't usually outshoot their opponents and only averages about 25.5 shots for per game, they're well on track to break that mark here into tonight's game. And so for Atlanta, not their best first period from my standpoint. Gladiators came out and they meant business last night, but here tonight, a bit more of a laid-back first period for the Gladiators, and as a result, kind of get caught on their heels towards the end of the first, and Jacksonville ends up taking the lead. So we'll see if Atlanta is able to rally back in the second period. So far this season, when trailing after one, the Gladiators have a record of 4-2. Or excuse me, when trailing first, the Gladiators have a record of 4-2. When trailing after one, the Gladiators are 2-1. Jacksonville, when scoring first, are 5-4, and leading after one, they are 4-2. So that is the statistical lowdown on what happened here in the first period. Let's do a YouTube live chat check-in. Pen, we got some questions for you here today. You are the special guest. We'll start all the way up the top.
Oh my.
Christine asks, looking good from Downingtown. Do you think the Gladiators have their A game going? Pen, what were your thoughts there on the first period?
We just gotta play a little better and try to score a little more. And if we keep doing that, then we'll keep it rolling, then I think we can pull it out.
And we do know that the Gladiators can score. They did it 7 times last night, but so far here tonight, nothing on the board. Looks like you got some friends and family in the chat here tonight.
Yeah, it's my mom's friend. I don't know who that
natural.
I really don't remember who that is.
You're getting some compliments though, so
it's probably one of my family members.
Things are all good. Molly asks, Penn, what do you think the score is going to be? Jacksonville already got 2 on the board.
3-2.
3-2 Gladiator comeback.
Let's hope.
I'm a believer. Gladiators have been a comeback team this season, and Jacksonville's second and third periods are not their best this season. Their first period is their strongest. Camo asks Penn, thoughts on the new Penn State coach?
I don't know who you are, but I think it was a really good coach, really good hire by Pat Kraft.
You excited for next season?
Oh yeah.
Christine asks, how loud are the Glads fans tonight? Anything like a whiteout in Happy Valley?
All the Icemen fans act like it, but barely have any Glads fans here.
Yeah, the Icemen are the home squad. Encourage you all you Glads fans to make it out to Jacksonville for a road trip sometime here this season. It is a good arena.
And Orlando.
And Orlando too. As it is a good, it is a nice venue, but you're right. Too much taken over by the home crowd. We should do a Gladiators takeover one of these days. Just get everybody down here. We're going to do that in Greenville towards the end of the month. And so a lot of the Glad season ticket holders will go over to Greenville and we'll take over Bonsecours Wellness Arena. That should be a fun time.
Oh, yeah.
As we're having some fun here on the first intermission report. Jacksonville leads by 2. See if the Gladiators can come back here tonight. And Atlanta this season, second period has not been their strongest, but the third period has been Atlanta's best scoring period this season. And so you think about Jacksonville, weak second period, weak third period so far this season. Gladiators, 11 goals for in the second period, 12 against, but their third period is their bread and butter. 23 goals for, 12 against, plus 11 goal differential. That is their best out of any period this season. So the statistics would tell you that the Gladiators heat up as the game goes on. Jacksonville cools off. So a big first period here for the Icemen doesn't necessarily mean a whole lot. Still 40 minutes left to play in regulation. Plenty of time for the Gladiators to come back in this one. Speaking of coming back, when we get back here on the Gladiators intermission report here in the first intermission, we'll talk about the upcoming second period, look to our affiliates on the out-of-town scoreboard, see what's going on with Milwaukee and Nashville as everyone in the pipeline is on the road here tonight. And comment more of your thoughts down in our YouTube live chat, more questions for Penn, and we'll answer them here on a Saturday night in Jacksonville. Icemen lead by 2 here in the first intermission report.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 38th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to thank everyone in attendance for your support of ECHL hockey. The ECHL would also like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; Athletic Knit, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2026 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Hotel Planner, official hotel reservations partner; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider; Prolific One, exclusive secondary ticketing partner; and Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2026 ECHL All-Star Classic. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to flowhockey.tv.
Back here in Jacksonville, we are in the first intermission. We await the second period of play. About midway through the intermission period, let's take a look and see what's going on with our affiliates here today, as we are the proud affiliates of the Milwaukee Admirals and the Nashville Predators. And so, coming up later on the night, the Admirals are back in action to take on the Chicago Wolves. Milwaukee trying to bounce back after a 6-4 loss to Chicago last night. That game is coming up at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. And the Nashville Predators taking on the Carolina Hurricanes here today. So all three members of the pipeline are on the road. Us here in Jacksonville, Milwaukee in Chicago, and the Predators in Raleigh. And so it looks like the Hurricanes have a 2-0 lead over the Predators after one period of play. And so looks like we're in the same situation Nashville is in, down by 2 after one period of play. But hopefully both the Gladiators and the Predators are able to bounce back after a bit of a rough first period, as Carolina has goals from Nikolai Ehlers and Taylor Hall, both power play goals for the Hurricanes. Puts them up by 2 at the end of 1 for our NHL affiliate. So we'll see how that goes as the night goes on. Bringing you back here to Jacksonville. First period wasn't the strongest for the Gladiators, but I'm expecting them to come out with a bit more passion in the second period. And it really felt like, Penn, to start the game, Jacksonville took the puck and they spent a lot of time in the Gladiators zone, which is kind of the opposite of what we saw last night.
We need to do the opposite of that and get in their zone.
And we know what the Gladiators are capable of. We saw them score 7 goals last night. They certainly have it in them. And it is the middle game of a 3-3. I wonder how much fatigue is going to start to play a factor. We did see some scrappiness in the first period. We saw a fight. Kalen Lind and Aiden Fulp. Tell me what you saw there.
Oh my. Kalen Lind was just trying to get in his face the whole time to get him mad.
Kalen Lind, not the biggest guy in the world, 6'1", 163, but he can be a bruiser when he needs to be, and he thrives on being a pest style of player. And I think if they did get it right here in-house for the pest of the game, instead of Joey Cipollone, I think they probably could have picked Kalen Lind, because he has been a thorn in opponents' sides all season long. And when we asked him about it, kind of chalked it up as he likes to be a Brady Tkachuk, Matthew Tkachuk style of player, just likes to really get under the opponent's skin, likes to make plays as well, and that's exactly the kind of guy that he is.
Yeah, both the Tkachuk brothers are crazy.
They are awesome to watch, and Kalen Lind, following in the footsteps there, just 20 years old, was assigned by Nashville from Milwaukee to Atlanta at the beginning of the year. And for Lind, he is a former draft pick of the Nashville Predators, second-round draft pick for Nashville a few years ago. And so, looks like he has got a strong future, and he's off to a good start this season, and certainly hanging with the big guys in this league. The youngster able to go toe-to-toe with Aiden Fulp in the first period, and really felt like from that moment, there was a little bit of a turning point for the Gladiators. They did get a little bit of a bump, a little bit of a spark, but not enough to get any goals on the board, and Jacksonville eventually took it away and ran with it, putting up 2 at the end of the period. So we'll see what Atlanta has in store in the second frame. All right, let's do another chat check. Let's see what we got here. We got some more questions for you, Penn. James Campbell asks, Penn, what is your favorite part about the locker room?
Whose locker room are you talking about? There's all of them.
There's a lot of them. Let's assume that he's talking about the Gladiators locker room for starts. I know you've been down there a couple times.
Oh, yeah.
What are your thoughts?
It's pretty cool. I mean, I like how they did it, the year before, before my dad started owning the team, it was like wood lockers, and now they're all black.
Mm-hmm.
And it says like compete, like battle together on the walls. I don't really remember. It's been a while.
It's a pretty good layout down there. I've seen it a couple times myself. Gladiators will be back at Gas South Arena tomorrow for that holiday game, and we were both talking about those holiday jerseys earlier in the night. It is a yellow jersey with blue numbers. It is a sweater-style design for the Gladiators that they will be wearing tomorrow. Those jerseys will be auctioned off after the game, so make sure you've got your tickets at AtlantaGladiators.com for Max's Holiday Party. That is the theme for tomorrow's game, as first 1,500 fans in the building will receive a Gladiators-themed Christmas ornament, courtesy of our friends at Barebones Steakhouse. It's also going to be the Jambo's Pajama Toss. I'm looking forward to that, Penn. After the Gladiators' first goal, fans are encouraged to throw pajamas on the ice. Donations will go to Jambo's to benefit kids in need, and so it should be a fun time tomorrow at Gas South Arena, although that turnaround time is going to be pretty rough. We're going to finish up this game here around 10:30 here in Jacksonville. Going to get on the bus, go right back to Atlanta. Both teams will probably pass each other a couple times on the highway. See who gets there first. And for the Gladiators, just try and sleep the best you can. Rest up as well as you can, and keep your body in best condition as possible, and just get ready to play in less than 24 hours after this one ends with a 3 o'clock start time. As looks like Rebecca's got some PJs ready to toss. There we go. Rebecca's excited for the holiday jersey. If you have not seen that jersey, head on over to our social media platforms. Our social media team does a fantastic job. Did the reveal with Maximus earlier in the week, as it is his holiday party. So he pulled the jersey out of the box. Go check that out on our social media platforms. Gladiators will be wearing those jerseys tomorrow afternoon to finish off the 3-3. And then Gladiators head on the road going to Utah. Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday.
That'll be a fun one.
Should be an awesome trip. Gladiators went on over to Maverick Center to take on the Utah Grizzlies. Grizzlies are playing the Allen Americans here tonight. Grizzlies are off tomorrow, and then both teams will meet on Wednesday. So should be a fun matchup. 3-game set at the Maverick Center. Make sure you're with us. And get some coffee on the pot, because those will be some late Eastern time zone start times, as we will be in the Mountain time zone. So those games will start at about 9 o'clock Eastern. So maybe ask your dad if you can stay up a little bit later, watch the Glads.
Yeah, I'll try.
Stay up a little bit past bedtime there, especially on Wednesday. Should be a lot of fun. Joe Mama asked, are the Glads flying to Utah? Yes, they will not be driving to Utah. That is about 24 hours of driving time. They'll be flying to Utah, and it'll be a fun trip. First, they got to take care of business here in Jacksonville. Down by 2 after 1. See what happens here in the second period. Atlanta looking to get on the board and tie up this game. That'll do it for the first intermission report here on the Gladiators Broadcast Network. We are back in just a moment here for the start of the second period.
All right, fans, rev up your engines. Welcome back to the ice here, Jacksonville.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 38th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to thank everyone in attendance for your support of ECHL hockey. The ECHL would also like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; Athletic Knit, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2026 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Hotel Planner, official hotel reservations partner; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider; Prolific One, exclusive secondary ticketing partner; and Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2026 ECHL All-Star Classic. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to flowhockey.tv.
We are ready for the start of the second period here in Jacksonville. Icemen lead it 2-0 after 1 period of play. Gladiators go 0 for 1 on the power play in the first period. Jacksonville did not get a chance on the man advantage in frame number 1. Gladiators looking for some of that offense that they had last night to carry over here into tonight's game. Gladiators wearing their blue jerseys with gold numbers and gold trim will skate from left to right. Jacksonville wearing a white jersey with blue numbers And Silver Trim will skate from right to left here in the second period. We're fired up here on press row. Guy Chiarenza alongside Penn Campbell. Looking for a goal here in the second. Atlanta trying to get fired up. Let's get back in this game. McNamee will take the face-off against Batosha. And the second period is underway. Jacksonville tries to plop it into the Gladiators zone. They get stuffed on the first entry. Second attempt, they're offside. 11 seconds into period 2. Sometimes it doesn't take long to get a whistle. But for the second time tonight, we see Jacksonville win the opening faceoff and try and scurry into the Gladiators' end. This time, Atlanta does a nice job of shutting them down on the zone entry. Now we'll see if they can win this faceoff here and get possession themselves.
Have you ever had Sonati's before?
I have not.
Ooh. You're in for a treat.
Looking forward to it someday.
Oh,
Les at the right point. Cross ice to Conroy. Tries to rip a shot. It's blocked by Baikov. Puck leaks out to the neutral zone. Skating into it is MacArthur. On the left wing. Spins in the corner. Loses an edge. Gets back on it. Plays it to the line for a shot by Jordan. That's blocked by Denemy. Tries to tap it to McNamee, but from his knees couldn't pop back up in time. Jacksonville will repossess. Icemen dump it in. Left side shot for Dunkley. Flubs off of his stick as the crowd awes in disapproval. Puck in the near corner now. Yeah, Savage tries to sneak it in on the near post, and Hyder hugs it and keeps it out. Exactly 1 minute gone by. Such is the life of a fan. The highs and the lows, the oohs and the ahs. Crowd much more into this game here tonight than they were yesterday. Gladiators did a good job of taking them out of it in the first period. Atlanta have been a good road team this season. Gladiators are 5-2 on the road this season. Icemen win the face-off in the Gladiator zone. Dunkley with it. Tries to knock it to the slot. It's broken up by Boudon. And here he goes, flying down the right wing. Knocks it down. Beyond out to play it. Turns it over to Walter. In the far corner, Walter on a swivel. Finds Boudon for a one-timer. Shanked off of his stick. And the Icemen push it down the length of the ice. No icing. Nychuk volleys it to Walter on the right wing. Swedish forward can't reel it in. Jacksonville has it on the back end. Condata off the stick of Dunkley. Puck boomerangs back to him, so he floats it to Costantini. 3-on-2 up ice. Costantini, right circle, back across, looking for Dunkley, and Nychuk is there to poke it away with his stick. Great play by Nychuk. Iceman with it back at center. They lift it to the right wing. Costantini digging in deep. Corner to corner for Grando. Nychuk there. Peels him off the puck. And now Alex Young will hold for Atlanta. Sidesteps the forecheck from Grando. Pelts it to the neutral zone. Atlanta gets a line change in. Young remains a force on the forecheck for Atlanta as the rest of his line mates come on. Francis and Cipolo. Robolati finds Francis on the right wing. Tries to push it to Young in the neutral zone. He'll tap it to Cipolone in the near corner. He'll wind it around to the far side. Jarvis at the line. Tries to wash it into Iceman territory and does. Francis on the forward check, tries to rip it away from Jordan. Now Cipolone sparring for it at the end wall. Puck leaks over to Grando, chips it up ahead. And a collision between Duhart and Jarvis divorces the Iceman from the puck. Puck at center, grabbed by Burns. Motors to the right wing, toe drags around Jordan. From the corner, pokes it to Nolan. Centering feed for Scardina. His shot is swallowed up by Bouillon. 16:45 left in the second.
Hey, Icemen fans, it's the second period. That means it's time for your second win. In charge of Foxtail Coffee, scan the QR code now and use the ice code IcemenFXT at checkout for your one-time free coffee. Courtesy of Foxtail.
Face off on the near circle to the left of Bouillon. Oleski runs it back to Tishke. Former Grizzly lifts to the neutral zone, and Conroy upends Johnson. Those two get up in the grill of each other. Conroy with a big hit there. Burns on the left wing, fires! Low shot stopped by the stick of Bouillon. Now here is Johnson back up to his feet. Has it poked away from him by Conroy at the line. Icemen heave it down to Hyder. He'll come out to play it. Left for Conroy. The former member of the Adirondack Thunder will wait a moment and get a lay of the land. Les from wing to wing, off the stick of Nolan and down. Bouillon out to play it. Looks like Atlanta was offside on the zone entry. 15:53 left in the second. Faceoff will be at center circle. McNamee, Denemy, and Lynn, the trio for Atlanta. Vitosha will take this face-off for Jacksonville against McNamee. McNamee, 33 years old, is a rookie this season. And the way he plays, you'd think he'd be a veteran, but did not meet the threshold in pro games played to start the season at the North American level, so a rookie he is. Puck hits a man on the Jacksonville bench. 15:45 left in the second. Then a do-over, right at center circle. McNamee against Vitosha. Face-off won by Jacksonville, and they've done a good job of that here tonight. Roll it in on Hyder, and he will freeze, and another whistle in the opening 5 minutes of the second. Ken, looks like you got a lot of fans here on the YouTube side. Face off to the right of Hyder. Lind in the far corner, grabs it for Atlanta. Denemy tries to knock it out of the zone, held in by the Iceman. Bykov to MacArthur, intercepted by Furiolo. 3-on-2 up ice. Lind to McNamee, he'll shoot. It's blocked in front, second chance. Furiolo is stopped by Bouillon. That's probably the Gladiators' best look of the period. Good 3-on-2 up ice for Atlanta. Just couldn't find a way to capitalize. Now finally that line, McNamee, Lind, and Denemy will head off. And on comes the top line, Sylvester, Boudon, and Walter. Face off on the near circle. Christopher Brown will take it against Louis Boudon. Two leading point scorers for their teams respectively. Boudon wins it to Furiolo. Whacks it off the end wall. Walter tied up by Tishke. Can't quite grab it. Jacksonville pokes it out to center. And now here's a chance for Savage. Beats out Furiolo. Cuts to the net. And this shot is stopped by Hyder. Red Savage able to create some separation with the steal. And Ethan Hyder comes up clutch with the save.
Let's hear it, fans.
Oh boy. Red Savage has some speed there, Penn. Gladiators netminder Ethan Hyder able to come up clutch. Savage under contract with Jacksonville's AHL affiliate, Rochester Americans.
Where is Rochester?
It's in New York.
Oh.
And the NHL affiliate of the Jacksonville Icemen are the Buffalo Sabres. Iceman wired it in deep from the in wall. Robilotti tries to fend off Fulk, pinching down. Now Boudon joins the fray, able to swarm away from Dunkley. Makes his way to the near half wall where the puck is jammed off of his stick and around to the far corner. Jarvis catches up to it, upends an Iceman on the far side. That was Red Savage getting spilled by Jarvis. Dunkley walks the line on the entry. Rushes it to his right. Return feed is offline. Robilotti gets dumped down. That draws a penalty. Atlanta is heading to the Eco Electric power play for the second time tonight.
That's
Our
not-
NHL affiliate
It's not the.
is the Nashville Predators, not the Ottawa Senators and the Milwaukee Admirals. As Dunkley heads to the box for Jacksonville. And Atlanta goes to the power play. Gladiators on the Eco-Electric power play for the second time tonight. Came up empty-handed in the first period. Cross-checking is the call on Dunkley. Second power play unit will begin the man advantage for Atlanta. Face off to the right of Bouillon. Lind takes it off the face-off victory, plays it to the line for Furiolo. Lind does the return feed, slides it down low. Cipolone tries to jam it in. Lind on the second chance is denied by Bouillon.
Time of the penalty, 5 minutes, 49 seconds.
Face off to the right of Bouillon. Gladiators still sending out that second unit. McNamee will take it against Costantini. Icemen win the face-off, and they will wire it around the near wall and all the way down to Hyder for a clear. Cipolone on the right wing. Tries to gain some separation, runs into Condata. Nolan keeps the puck for the Gladiators. Here is Nolan over center red. Now Jacksonville blue right down the middle, brushes it to the right. Lind snatches it. And turns towards the goal. Fires wide. Now Nolan with it at the left point. Slides it to the goal line for McNamee. Around the net to Lind. Back up top, Furiolo. Point to point, Nolan left circle, fires. It's blocked. Rebound springs to Furiolo up top. The Army product drifts towards his right. Now to his left. Finds Cipolone left circle. Joey Cipolone, the New York native. Looks for McNamee down low, rolls off his stick. Clearing attempt held in by Nolan. Chucks it cross ice to Furiolo. Slid down to the circle. McNamee working with Cipolone. Cipolone around to Lind. Good rotation for the Gladiators. 30 seconds left on the power play. Shot by Nolan, blocked by Condata. Puck behind the net, held onto by the Gladiators. At the left point, Furiolo across to Lind. He'll hold, find Nolan right circle. Back up top, left side, Cipolone. One-timer is blocked by Beraldo. Puck goes careening to the far corner. 10 seconds left on the power play. Puck is chipped to the line. Furiolo holds it in. Finds Nolan on the right wing. He'll delay. Feed it back to Furiolo. Shot stopped by Bouillon. Rebound score! Kalen Lind would not be denied. At the tail end of the power play, Lind slams it in. Atlanta makes it a one-goal game.
Look at all the fans.
Not too happy now, are they?
Nope.
Well, we saw it on Jacksonville's first goal. Now we see it on Atlanta's first goal. You play until the whistle. Bouillon makes the initial save. And it was leaking behind him right in the blue paint. Kalen Lind sees it, whacks it in. He's got his second goal of his professional career. And the Gladiators make it a one-goal game at 2-1. Goal comes with 12:09 left in the second period. Assists go to Cipolone and Furiolo. And it officially is not a power play goal. Comes just seconds after the man advantage expired. So it is 5-on-5 for Kalen Lind. And the Gladiators have responded. Walter in deep. On the forehand. Looking for Sylvester. Pops it up to the line for Conroy. Shot rolls off of his stick. Boomerangs back to the defenseman. From the left point, steers it down low to Boudon. Behind the cage, evades some pressure. Tries to leak it to the slot, but the Icemen snatch it and plug it left wing. Savage, cross ice, batted out of the air by Brown. Shot goes wide of Hyder. Delayed penalty here. It's going to be against the Gladiators. Icemen to the power play with 11:21 left in the second. It's a timeout on the ice. We'll take one as well. When we return, Jacksonville heads to the power play.
Fans, welcome to the ice of Lane Gates Glass Ice Crew.
Everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Gladiators to the Beaver, Toyota, and Mazda penalty kill here in Jacksonville for the first time tonight. Kalen Lynn scored at the tail end of the Gladiators' power play just after it expired to make it a 2-1 game, but now Jacksonville has a chance to get their 2-goal lead back. 11:21 left in the second period. Isaac Walter in the box. Hooking the call on the Swede.
You ought to kick people, because I'd kick Stadium Arena.
Shot scored. Quick power play goal for Jacksonville. 6 seconds in. And the Icemen now lead 3-1. Bennett MacArthur scores for Jacksonville 6 seconds into their power play. And the Icemen respond less than a minute after the Gladiators score. Make it a 3-1 Jacksonville lead. MacArthur on the power play from Costantini. And Fulp.
Oh, yeah.
Francis gets physical, putting some pressure on Fulp. Now Robilotti sparring with MacArthur as Jarvis handles the puck on the left wing. Brings it to the right side for Robilotti. And wire it around the boards to the far corner for Francis. Can't hang on to it. Jacksonville back out to center. MacArthur over the attacking line. Scrubbed off the puck by Nychuk, who got high-sticked. No call there. Young across to Furiolo. He'll dance it to the attacking end. From the blue line, heaves it to the end wall. Jordan and company able to lob it out to center. Bouncing puck settled down by Furiolo. They'll lift it to the goal line, out of the reach of Nolan. Jacksonville swerves out to the neutral zone. Duhart is there. Off the wall, looking for Bykov. Instead he got a whole lot of Chad Nychuk. Nychuk looks up ice. Gains the attacking line. Dancing to his left. Takes a shot. Backdoors Nolan. Can't stuff it in. Bouillon was there. Now Scardina in the near corner. On his backhand. Pitches it up top. Furiolo across. And Nychuk stick breaks. Chance for the Icemen. And they turn it over.
Uh-oh. Grab a stick.
Nychuk off to the bench. On come Les and Conroy. Jacksonville slips in on the left side. Duhart from the circle. Takes the shot off the end wall. Leski from low to high to Beraldo. Tries to chip it off to Duhart. And the Gladiators strip it away. Here's Denemy dropping it off. Trailer is Conroy. His shot is blocked by a diving Dalton Duhart. Gladiators getting some chances here after surrendering their third of the night. Very uncharacteristic for the Gladiators to allow 3 goals this season. McNamee centers, one-timer for Denemy is snatched by Bouillon. We will freeze with 8:54 left in the second period. Time out on the ice. We'll take one as well. Jacksonville leads 3-1 here at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena.
Who's that 43 guy?
This Thanksgiving, you can count on Kroger. You get up high quality and down low prices. Up high quality with our exclusive brands and down low prices on all your Thanksgiving needs. Because at Kroger, quality and low prices always come together. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Gwinnett Fire and Emergency Services is ready to answer the call, but we'd rather prevent them. Our free home safety survey includes checking smoke alarms, identifying common hazards, and reviewing your family's home escape plan. Schedule yours today.
Gladiators scored. 12:09 left in the second period from Kalen Linds to make it a one-goal game at 2-1. And then Jacksonville regained their two-goal lead at 3-1. Less than a minute later, thanks to a goal from Bennett MacArthur. Snaps a three-game scoreless skid with his fifth goal of the season. That's where we stand right now. 8:54 left in the second period. We are back to live action. Les on the right wing, delays to McNamee. His shot goes high and wide. And Jacksonville has the rebound. They turn it over to Denemy. Centers for McNamee again. Puck is rubbed off of his stick, and the ice move up ice. Costantini enters on the left side. Drops it back to Grando. Return to Costantini behind the cage. Pops out on the right wing, goes cross ice. Shot by Condata is blocked by Lind. At the line, Beraldo doesn't shoot, delays to Condata. Pass to the slot, on time for Grando. Gets it to the line, shot from there, turned away by Hyder. Rebound to Denemy. And he'll pelt it through the neutral zone and all the way down. Icing on Atlanta, 8:06 left in the second. The Gladiators, they do get that goal from Kalen Lind. Made it a one-goal game, but moments later, less than a minute later, they surrender. Next goal, 55 seconds to be exact. And then right back where they started, in the two-goal hole. Fulton from the line, fires off the crossbar, pops up behind the net, and the Gladiators bat it to the near corner. I don't think Hyder knew where that was. It went straight up. It was destined to plop down somewhere in the blue paint, and somebody in the crease batted it away. Meanwhile, Tischke has it in his own zone. Slides it to the Gladiator line off the stick of Dunkley. He'll out-muscle Jarvis to the far corner. Looks for Brown. Trade is off to Savage. Behind the net. Moves to his forehand and leaves it for Dunkley. Centers for Brown. One-timer blocked. And there's a penalty on Walter. Was sparring with Savage in front of the net. It's going to be a cross-check on the Swede. And Jacksonville has headed back to the power play. And the Icemen have frustrated Isaac Walter here tonight. It was he that was in the box during Jacksonville's power play goal, in which MacArthur scored 6 seconds in. Now Walter back to the box, Atlanta to the Beaver, Toyota, and Mazda penalty kill. Face off on the near circle. Icemen win it. And we'll get a do-over here. The clock did not start running, so referee David Lilly looking up, waiting for that clock to get set. And now, looks like we're good. And Simpleton will win the faceoff for the Gladiators. And are you kidding me again?
First the clock, now what else?
I think that one was just a false start. And so, third time's the charm. Atlanta's got one, Jacksonville's got one. Now we'll see who takes this all-important face-off. And it is Atlanta. Denemy rifles it down the length of the ice. Hopes an opening clear for the Gladiators on the Beaver Toyota Mazda. penalty kill. Second time on it tonight.
Our Stadium Arena says that'll be the long-time affiliate.
Fulp on the right wing. Peels back to the point. Tries to drop it off to Brown. Does get there. Takes it back into the line. Across to Costantini. Left circle shot. His stick breaks. Chance for the Gladiators. Short-handed. Seen a lot of broken sticks here into tonight's game. Very odd. Couple on both sides. Costantini dives right back in. Drops it off for Brown. Tries to peel away from Boudon. Ends up losing it to Burns. Mickey Burns does have a short-handed goal this year. He does find Boudon. Dekes his way in. Fires a shot wide. It does drain off some time, though, as the Frenchman will stay out on the forecheck. Gladiators knock it back down to Bouillon. .6:13 left in the second period. 45 seconds left on the penalty to Walter. Conroy at the end wall. Jabs it to Les on a reverse play. Jacksonville gets in front of it. Geraldo takes it in at the line. Cross ice. Bycom from the right circle. Fires off a stick and out of play. Well, Penn, much better look for the Gladiators here in their second go-about on the Bivor Toyota Mazda penalty kill. So far, so good. Looks like this next face-off will be to the left of Ethan Hyder. Scardino will take this face-off for the Gladiators up against Duhart. He will win it to Nolan. He'll meander out to neutral ice and lob it into the near corner. Geraldo, the man back for Jacksonville. He'll lead this next charge on the tail end of their power play. 15 seconds left on the penalty to Walter. On the right wing, Dunkley takes it in. Stops, has a trailer. Grando backhands it to Duhart. Takes in the return feed below the goal line. They'll cycle it back up top. Geraldo holds. Penalty expires. Walter out of the box. Shot goes into the gullet of Hyder from the left circle. He'll freeze with 5:20 left in the second. So it is a successful Bivor Toyota and Mazda penalty kill. Jacksonville still leads by 2. 3-1 is the score with 5:20 left in the second. We are back to Jacksonville after this.
Desserts are popping up on Crumbles menu. More than just cookies. The lineup changing.
Back to live action here in Jacksonville. 5:20 left in the second period. Icemen lead at 3-1. A bit of a role reversal of what we saw last night in what was a 7-2 Gladiators victory. This is the middle match of a 3-3. We'll be back at it tomorrow afternoon at Gas South Arena with a 3 o'clock start time. As off the face up to the right of Hyder, Jacksonville has it at the line. Jordan able to spur it to the goal line and not much more. Atlanta able to weasel it away from there. Pass to the right wing off the stick of Cipollone, defended by Spets, and he gets high stick by Spets as well. Cipollone checking for blood. Hyder to the bench. Delayed penalty on Jacksonville. And the Icemen do touch up with 4:52 left, and now we'll see if it's a 2-minute or 4-minute penalty. And it looks like just 2. But it will be the Gladiators' third crack at it. on the Eco-Electric power play. They are technically 0 for 2, although the Kalen Lind goal did come just seconds after the power play had expired. As the call officially goes against Steve Oleksy. So 4:52 left. See a face-off to the right of Bouillon. And Atlanta will look to get a power play goal here and cut the lead to 1. Not to start from their own end, though, as Jacksonville scampers out the center. Grando on the left wing tries to feed it to the middle. Wanted Tishke, but Gladiators able to get in front of it. Puck goes to the end wall. So Nychuk finds Walter. Leaves it for Young. Tries to weave his way into Jacksonville ice. Nothing forthcoming there. Icemen knock it back down to Nychuk, waiting in his own end. Boudon to the right wing for Young. It's off his stick. Atlanta trying to possess. A good job by Jacksonville to thwart their attempts on a zone entry. Now here comes Walter on in. Centering feed for Nychuk. Broken up by Jacksonville. And now Costantini holds. Enters the attacking zone. 2-on-1 shorthanded. Costantini fires off the crossbar. And Atlanta lives to see another day. 3-on-2 up ice. Nychuk pulls up. Pass is intercepted by Beraldo and sent into the Gladiators bench with 57 seconds left on the Eco-Electric power play. Last night we saw the Gladiators score 2 shorthanded goals. Jacksonville almost had one of their own. Costantini fires off the crossbar. That's the second time tonight we've seen an Iceman hit iron behind Ethan Hyder. Let's get lucky.
Keeps getting lucky.
Sometimes all you need is luck. Lind jabs it to the near corner. Condada's there. Lind keeps it in on the clearing attempt. Feeds it to the middle for McNamee. Puck is brushed back to the outside where Lind regains possession. Takes the shot, gives to Nolan, delays to Firiolo. His shot is stopped by Bouillon. The rebound is available, and they score! Joey Cipollone crashes the crease. Puck's in the back of the net. It's a power play goal for Atlanta. It's a 3-2 game. Looks like it's going to go to Mike McNamee. Thought that Cipollone might have been the last one to touch it. We'll get a good look on the replay. But nonetheless, it is a power play goal for Atlanta, and they extend their power play scoring streak to 4 games. So here is the replay. Well, that angle is not doing us any favors. And McNamee and Cipollone were both there. McNamee diving. This one should be a better look. Off the post behind Bouillon. Rebound is there, and your guess is as good as mine. McNamee and Cipollone both there. We'll let the off-ice officials take care of it. But Atlanta's got their second of the night, and they make it a 1-goal game again.
It's my score prediction, but opposite.
Burns from the left wing, puts it towards the goal, and they score! It deflects into the back of the net, and we are tied at 3!
Oh, yeah.
Good things happen when you crash the crease. Mickey Burns started that play. We're going to look at the replay here. Burns to the bench first. Looks like it's his. Shot from the left wing. Hit the defenseman in front. I believe that went off the stick of Jordan and in, and it did. So the goal will belong to Mickey Burns, his 4th of the season.
It says it was... Oh, that was the first one. I thought it was...
And they're going to take this to official review, and I think they're checking for goaltender interference. There was a Gladiator crashing the crease. We'll see what they come up with.
Of course Stadium Arena asks that.
Do you learn Roman history?
Sometimes.
Doesn't hurt to ask the question, I suppose. Back to the McNamee goal. Scored with 3:25 left in the second period on the power play. His 3rd of the year from Lind and Firiolo. And now we'll see if the Gladiators have tied the game on what appears to be Mickey Burns' 4th of the year. So We saw Burns from speeding in on the left wing, take a shot, hit the defenseman's stick in Jordan, and ends up going in the back of the net behind Bouillon. And I think they're checking for goaltender interference, as there was a Gladiator crashing the crease, ended up running into Bouillon. And so we'll see. They're taking a good look at it on the iPad. Call on the ice was a goal, so they'll have to find conclusive video evidence to overturn that call. Otherwise, it's a tie game here in Jacksonville. And this goal would have been scored, if it does stand, 23 seconds after the McNamee goal to make it 3-2. So let's see. And the longer this goes, the better it becomes for the Gladiators.
I mean, they better call us a goal after last night's on Seppenfelter. Last night should have been goalie interference.
And there was the Jacksonville first goal that was scored by Johnson. Bit of a pinball shot. Seppenfelter was down. They ended up ruling it a good goal. And so they're taking a look at it, and the longer they look, the more you kind of have to dig and find something to overturn it, which benefits the Gladiators because the call on the ice was a good goal. But just to recap, Burns flies down the left wing, puts a shot towards the net, hits the stick of the defenseman in Jordan, ends up going into the back of the net. It would be Burns' fourth of the year, but they aren't checking for goalie interference as a Gladiator was crashing the crease at the same time. And so we'll see. It is a four-man officiating crew here tonight. Our two referees, David Lilly wearing number 25, Emil Sharon wearing number 43. Linesmen are Nick Klitschko and Corey Sellers wearing numbers 41 and 74 respectively. And this review has gone on a couple of minutes here. See what we get. 3:02 left in the second period. But regardless of whether or not it's a goal or not, Penn, you got to respect and love the hustle from the Gladiators here. Do you tie this game potentially? It's been a good effort for them here late in the second period, and resilience is the name of the game for the Gladiators this season. Penn, they've been a very resilient group. Bend but don't break sometimes. They have a very strong mental fortitude.
Oh, yeah.
And it all starts with their head coach, Matt Ginn, and assistant coach, Zach Vanel. And really should be to no surprise, Matt Ginn, excellent goaltender in his own right, played for Atlanta back in the day. And goalie's mind is a steel trap, so it should be no surprise that Matt Ginn, calm, cool, and composed, and his guys resonate with that attitude night in and night out. And they're still taking a look at this. This review's gone on for a few minutes now. So again, the shot by Burns from the left wing, off a stick into the back of the net. Looks like we're about to get the verdict. Checking for goalie interference. Here is the call. Good goal. Mickey Burns gets the score. His fourth of the season has tied the game at 3. Goal comes 23 seconds after the goal from McNamee. We'll get another look at it in the house. And crashing the crease with Scardina. Ends up bumping into Bouillon, but I believe the puck was already across the goal line on the deflection off the stick of the defenseman Jordan on the shot from Burns. So Mickey Burns with goal number 4 has tied the game at 3. Ryan Nolan gets the lone assist. And we are tied in North Florida. And now Jacksonville wants a word with David Lilly. Head coach Sean Teakle wants an explanation.
That was a clear goal.
I think it was all about the timing. There wasn't a question on whether or not Scardina did run into Bouillon. He did. But whether or not that puck had already crossed the goal line. Otherwise, goaltender interference probably would have come into play. But because that puck went to the back of the net first, is the likely reason as to why it is a good goal. So
Jacksonville's got a big bench. Oh my God. There's so much players on there.
they do have a lot of guys there. Got a lot of big guys in their lineup as well, as head coach Sean Tickle still getting the verdict from David Lilly. And now Matt Ginn doesn't need an explanation. He's good.
He doesn't care. He's like, goal matters.
His team got the goal. That's all he cares about. And we are all tied up at 3. The Gladiators in quick succession. Hit 2 on the board, takes it from a 3-1 Jacksonville lead to a 3-3 tie. Goals coming from Mike McNamee and Mickey Burns. All tied up in North Florida. Fans not very happy with our referees. Gladiators share a different sentiment. On the right side, Cipolo can't reel in a cross-ice feed. Upwards goes Jacksonville. Grando to the left wing for a crane. Toe drag shot over the goal. Shot from the line, steered away by the blocker of Hyder. Now Jordan's chance goes off the outside of the net. 2:12 left in the second period. Gladiators chuck the puck into Jacksonville ice. Icemen brush it to the right wing. McNamee meets it in front of his own bench. Gladiators lob it to the end wall. Bouillon leaves it. Spets is there. Locates MacArthur. He'll turn it over to Denemy. McNamee from the corner. Looks to center. Shot hits the outside of the cage. Rebounds to MacArthur. Cross-ice feed is intercepted. Lind on the right wing looks to drop it off. Pass into an open area. Jacksonville skates it away. Now it's MacArthur spinning on the left wing. Cut off nicely by Jarvis. Jarvis gets upended. No call to be found. Puck in the neutral zone. Denemy pressuring. Has a steal. On the left wing. Denemy drops it off. Lynn taps it to Robolati. On the left wing. Steers it down low to Denemy. Prods it to the right point for Nychuk, and ripping it away is Bykov. Tries to run down the left wing. Cuts to the inside. Bykov stopped by Hyder. Nifty move by Bykov to create some separation. Ethan Hyder clutch again. Final minute of the second period. Stretch pass, Savage from his backside. Tries to get it to Brown, and his shot is stopped by Hyder. Second chance for Cantata is snapped up by the glove of Ethan Hyder. So Hyder not too busy for the last couple of shifts, then all of a sudden plenty of stuff to do for him. Makes a series of sensational saves, keeps it a tie game. The Penn night in and night out. Whether it's Hyder or Septenfelder, both goalies give the Gladiators a chance to win.
Oh yeah.
They've been great this season. Face-off won by Jacksonville. Tischke drops it off. At the point, it's Dunkley. Shot wide of Hyder. Rebound goes to Fulp. Sylvester attempts to divorce him from the puck. Working with Boudon. Puck jumbles back onto the stick of Fulp. Gets hauled down. Draws the penalty. And Jacksonville is headed to the power play with 25.1 left in the second.
Is that on Cody?
I think they are going to get Cody Sylvester here. He was working hard on that far wall. Fulp ends up drawing the penalty, and the captain will take a seat.
Someone asked, what's my favorite Italian food?
What are you
I'm
going
gonna go
with?
with pasta. Thanks for the question. I'm gonna go with pasta.
Tripping on Sylvester. Atlanta to the Beaver Toyota and Mazda penalty kill. They are 1 for 2 so far tonight. And if Jacksonville does not score in the next 25 seconds, they'll take this power play to the start of the third period. And a delayed drop off the face-off. Penalty killers for the Gladiators: Denemy, Conroy, Cipollone, and Les. Icemen have it at the line. MacArthur to Tischke. Rushes it to the left for Costantini. From the circle, wires it to the goal line. Cross-ice feed, and Hyder makes the save on MacArthur. 7 seconds left in the period. Jacksonville trying to hurry. MacArthur cross-ice for Costantini, and he's robbed by Hyder.
That'll be on Save of the Week, I feel like.
Unbelievable. We're going to get a replay here. Here it is. Cross ice, Costantini. Hyder flashes the leather. Tried to go low glove. Hyder deep in the net.
On Save of the Week.
Yeah. Seems like every week one of these goalies for the Gladiators is making it on Saves of the Week. Hyder with a good bid there. Puck is dropped. Clock runs out on the second period. And we head to the third, all tied up at 3. Jacksonville will begin the third period of play on the power play. 1:35 remaining on the penalty to Sylvester. Gladiators rally back in the third period, down by 2. From down 3-1 to tied 3-3, that is where we stand after 40 minutes of play. Coming up next here in Jacksonville, the second intermission report. We'll recap the first 2 periods, look ahead to period 3. Do a chat check here, see what you guys are thinking here on a Saturday night. Comment your thoughts on tonight's game in our YouTube live chat, and we'll get to it during the intermission.
Bring in some comments.
Bring on the noise. Penn and I want to hear your thoughts here on tonight's game. We're
sure
back in a moment here from Jacksonville.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 38th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to thank everyone in attendance for your support of ECHL hockey. The ECHL would also like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; Athletic Knit, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2026 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Hotel Planner, official hotel reservations partner; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider; Prolific One, exclusive secondary ticketing partner; and Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2026 ECHL All-Star Classic. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to flowhockey.tv.
Feels like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how could you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Sometimes life's collisions leave us feeling off balance. But at 100% Chiropractic, we know how to get you back on track. We don't just straighten you out, we empower you.
We educate you on how to get to the root cause and give you a play-by-play strategy on how to get you back to 100%.
We even use lasers.
Lasers!
Our $49 first experience includes a complete set of comprehensive chiropractic x-rays, a fit 3D scan, and your first life-changing adjustment. Visit us and break the ice. Discover the power of chiropractic care at 100%.
When you need inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger. For thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And low prices that add up to big savings, like over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Gwinnett Fire and Emergency Services is ready to answer the call, but we'd rather prevent them. Our free home safety survey includes checking smoke alarms, identifying common hazards, and reviewing your family's home escape plan. Schedule yours today.
We have got ourselves a good one here at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena in Jacksonville. Icemen and Gladiators are all tied up at 3 apiece After 2 periods of play, Guy Chiarenza here on the Gladiators Broadcast Network. We'll be joined by Penn Campbell once again shortly. And it's been a fun one here in enemy territory for the scene shifts to Duluth tomorrow afternoon for a 3 o'clock Sunday game to wrap off the 3-3 between these two squads. Started up with Jacksonville going up 2-0 after 1 period of play. Icemen scored 2 goals 36 seconds apart in the tail end of the first period. As first, it was Ryan Patosha scoring with 2:29 left in the first period, followed by a goal from Chris Grando 36 seconds later to put the Icemen up 2-0. And things were looking not that great for the Gladiators at that point. Bit of a sleepy start for Atlanta, not their best period, but talked about it in the first intermission with Penn. The Gladiators really heat up as games go on. The Icemen seem to get colder as the game goes on. Really strong first period for Jacksonville. That has been the tune of their season so far. Atlanta heats up in the second period. That's exactly what we saw. Atlanta gets on the board, 12:09 left in the second period. They go to the power play, and right at the end of the power play, Gladiators fire a puck on goal. Bouillon makes the save, but the puck leaks out. He doesn't quite have it. Puck goes loose behind him. Kalen Lind on high alert, snaps into action, pushes the puck into the back of the net. He's got his second goal of the night after getting in a fight with Aiden Fulp in the first period. Officially on the stat sheet, they marked that down as roughing, but I'll be the first one to tell you that was a fight. They had their gloves off. They were throwing punches. That was a fight if I ever saw one. And so Kalen Lind off to a great start tonight, and we would not see the last of him as he would make his mark later on in the period as well. So Lind's goal makes it 2-1 Jacksonville. Technically not a power play goal, although very, very close to being so. Jacksonville heads to the man advantage moments later. 55 seconds after the Lind goal, Jacksonville scores off the stick of Bennett MacArthur on the power play. 6 seconds into their man advantage to make it a 3-1 Jacksonville lead. Gladiators don't back down, though. In fact, they come roaring back. Atlanta gets 2 more goals before the end of the period, 23 seconds apart. Gladiators extend their power play goal scoring streak to 4 straight games. Mike McNamee from Lind and Furiolo on the man advantage. The 3:25 left in the second makes it a 3-2 score in Jacksonville. It was an odd-looking play. Gladiators pushed it to the slot. Bouillon made the save, and then Atlanta gets a couple of chances to push that puck in. Penn, it looked like Joey Cipollone was diving for it. Mike McNamee diving for it. They give the goal to McNamee. And for the Gladiators, don't really care how you score it as long as you do. And they did.
Yeah, I mean, they all like to crash the net just to score.
Crash the net they did. They do that again on the next goal, as it is Mickey Burns scoring his 4th goal of the season. Burns just comes flying in on the left side, puts a shot on goal, ends up hitting the stick of the defenseman Teus Jordan, ends up in the back of the net. Now there was some controversy there. Icemen thought that there was goalie interference on it. They go to video review. Ethan Scardina did catch a piece of Michael Bouillon. However, the puck was in the back of the net before the interference happened. It is ruled a good goal after a lengthy review, and we are tied at 3-2. Icemen got a power play towards the end of the second period. Cody Sylvester will start the third period in the penalty box. 1:35 left on his tripping sentence at the end of the second period. But Penn, we've seen it plenty of times this season. We've seen it again. This Gladiators team is so resilient. They just do not go away.
Yeah, how Coach Matt Ginn has them playing. It's just fun to watch.
They are super, super fun to watch. And speaking to Matt during the course of the offseason, he said, hey, win or lose, we want to be a tough team to play against. We want to fight until the end of every game. And Gladiators have done that in this one, and now they have a chance, tied after 2, to take this one in enemy territory in Jacksonville. Gladiators, when tied after 2 this season, are 3-1. Icemen are 2-2. So it's anybody's game at this point. Jacksonville leads the shot count 24-13 through 2 periods of play. And you got to think that Matt Ginn is an early candidate for Coach of the Year. I mean, incredible work that he's done with this team. Gladiators last season finished with a record of 28-35-7-2 out of the playoffs for another year. And all of a sudden, Matt Ginn comes in, takes the head coaching role, has this team turned around. They're 13-4. They're fighting here in Jacksonville to pick up win number 14 and their 5th in a row. We come back here to Jacksonville. We'll get Penn's perspective here on things in enemy territory. We'll also take a look at our YouTube live chat and see what's going on. Comment your thoughts below on today's game. Ask Penn and I some questions. We're having some fun here on a Saturday night. We want to hear from you when we come back.
Hear from you guys.
We want to hear from you when we come back to Jacksonville.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 38th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to thank everyone in attendance for your support of ECHL hockey. The ECHL would also like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; Athletic Knit, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2026 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Hotel Planner, official hotel reservations partner; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider; Prolific One, exclusive secondary ticketing partner; and Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2026 ECHL All-Star Classic. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to flowhockey.tv.
Back to business here in Jacksonville. Middle part of the second intermission report. Guy Chiarenza alongside Penn Campbell. When we left, we wanted to hear from you. Let's get to it. Our chat check on the YouTube side. We'll start with Peach Fuzz 27. Guy, how will it feel going back to the Mavericks Center, since that was your starting place? That is where I started my career. Was at the Mavericks Center. Was actually an intern for the Utah Grizzlies. That's how I got my start during my last 2 years of college. Got to learn under the great Tyson Whiting. Looking forward to seeing him next week during our 3-game set in Utah. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a surreal moment. Going to be very, very cool to go back to where it all began. Especially as a first-year pro myself, very much looking forward to it. And helps when you got the team playing really, really well right now. A lot of credit to the guys in the locker room. They've made this season so much fun. Looking forward to that road trip in Utah next week. Have you ever been to Utah, Penn?
Nah, I really want to go.
Oh,
I've been
you gotta
to Las
go,
Vegas.
man.
I've been to Las Vegas.
Vegas is cool, but Utah is awesome, man. If you ever seen a mountain, you haven't seen a mountain until you go to Utah, though. You have not seen a true mountain until you go to Utah. I'm telling you, man, like, that place is special. And the mountains should have their caps by now. Mid-December. Should be a very cool spectacle. Looks like you've got some family members and fans in the live chat. Ace Smitty, James Campbell.
I think they all left. They
all left. Steve Marina, though, he's been saucing you some questions here tonight. Asked you if you liked Italian food. You answered that you liked pasta. As got some more questions here. Drop your questions in the live chat here tonight. Beach Buzz asks, where is Supreme Gladiator Mr. Jared Youngman? I don't know.
Yeah, where is he?
I guess he's off on assignment here tonight. Not sure where he could be, but I'm sure he's
at
hard
his
at work.
daughter's hockey game or something.
I'm sure he's hard at work, taking care of business. He works hard, Mr. President. He deserves a few days off every now and then. Rebecca asks, Penn and Guy, what are your favorite holiday traditions? Oh, we do have Christmas coming up.
Christmas lights.
Christmas lights? Yeah, that's a good one. That is cool. Does it ever snow down in these parts? I would assume not. It does?
It has. Last winter, I think in Tallahassee.
Wow.
Where my mom's sister lives.
Huh, that's crazy. I mean, I never would have figured that it would snow down this far south, but I mean,
couple inches.
For me, where I grew up, snowing all the time. I feel like my last year of college, it snowed every single day until I got out of there. So, until I graduated. So,
you'll see some snow in Duluth.
I hope not. I'm done with the snow. I feel like I could never see it again for the rest of my life and be totally fine with it. But hey, we might see it next week in Utah. I would say my favorite holiday tradition. Oh man, that's tough. Every year my family used to do. They still do it. They do a seafood dinner on Christmas Eve. And I enjoyed doing that with my family. It was a tradition, and really enjoyed that growing up. Great outfits tonight. Who is in your Spotify Wrapped this year? Oh, that's a good question.
Ooh.
Who's your top artist?
I don't know. There's a lot of them.
I ended up clocking in with a, can't remember who my number one was, but I clocked in with a lot of 38 Special, Rolling Stones, Paul McCartney towards the end of the year. Those were some of my favorites this year. I think Led Zeppelin was on there. Somewhere in my top 5.
I don't have one. Oh my god.
What's your favorite song? Do you have like one particular favorite or?
It's called Rather Be.
Okay, who's it by?
Clean Bandit.
All right, I'll have to check it out. Got a lot of time to kill on the bus on the way back, so mark my words, I will be listening to it. Take the recommendation from you. Stadium Arena, who is a Senators fan, asks, who is your favorite Senators coach? Guy Boucher or Travis Green?
Do not know who those guys are, but...
We'll go with neither.
Neither. What's up with the Ottawa Senators?
The Ottawa Senators used to be the affiliate of the Atlanta Gladiators back in the day. They are no longer our affiliate. We are now affiliated with the Milwaukee Admirals and Nashville Predators, and we are very happy to be affiliated with them. Which brings us to our affiliation check-in. Let's see how Milwaukee and Nashville are faring here tonight. Admirals are on the road again in Chicago, taking on the Wolves. The second straight night. Milwaukee lost 6-4 last night. Tonight, after 1, they are down by 1. Chicago's goal scored in the first period. Ryan Suzuki. And that is the only score in that game so far. Meanwhile, the Nashville Predators are in Raleigh, taking on the Carolina Hurricanes, as all 3 members of the pipeline are on the road here tonight. Predators will play today, and they'll have a couple days off. They're not back in action until Tuesday night when they take on the Colorado Avalanche. That game will be on TNT. Make sure you check in on our proud affiliates, although it's a rough go for the Predators here tonight. They are down 4-0 after 2 periods of play against the Hurricanes. So hopefully the Predators can take a page out of the Gladiators book here tonight and come back and tie that game. As Atlanta, the thrilling second period, was able to tie the game here late in the second with goals 23 seconds apart from McNamee and Burns. We've had a good one on display here in Jacksonville. Taking a look at the live chat again. David Simmons, good evening from Peachtree Corners, watching on Flow, but came to say hello. Hello, David. Thank you for checking in on the live chat. Ravens or Steelers tomorrow? Oh, man.
I'm going to go with the Ravens.
I think I got to go with the Ravens, too. The Steelers look terrible as of late. Yeah, they look awful.
They're awful.
They are, they're not playing very well right now. Ugh. They are not playing good. I'll take the Ravens on that one.
I'm taking the Ravens.
Steelers might be cooked
for the whole rest of the year.
they're going to go 9-8 again.
Miss the playoffs.
Oh, seems to be destined to be. Coming up next here from Jacksonville, the third period between the Gladiators and the Icemen. That'll do it for the second intermission report here from VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. On the other side of the break, third period between Atlanta and Jacksonville, who are all tied up at 3. We're back after this.
Desserts are popping up on promotion.
More than just cookies.
The third period awaits. Atlanta and Jacksonville set for the final stage. Gladiators wearing blue jerseys with gold numbers and Gladiator gold trim will skate from right to left in the third. Jacksonville wearing white jerseys with blue numbers and silver trim will skate from left to right in what should be an exciting finish here in Jacksonville. Remember, Cody Sylvester got caught for a tripping penalty at the end of the second period. Still 1:35 left on that, so the Icemen will open the third period on the power play, which means Atlanta is on the Beaver, Toyota, and Mazda penalty kill. We've seen a fight here tonight, Penn. We've seen power play goal for the Gladiators. Atlanta comes back to tie the game. It's up to the imagination what we might see here in the third. But one thing is for certain, it's going to be fun. Happy to have you with it here in the broadcast booth with me. Guy Chiarenza alongside Peg Campbell.
Push till the end.
That's right. What was the last thing you said last game? All gas, no brakes?
Oh, yeah.
Let's get some of that here in the third.
Let's hope.
We're underway for period number 3. Gladiators short-handed. Waffle the puck back down behind Bouillon. And Denemy puts in good work on the forecheck. Drains off some time. 1:22 left on the penalty to Sylvester. Flying in is Costantini. Drops it off right wing for Brown. Up top is Fulp. Back to Costantini. Touches it to Brown. Back the other way. And Costantini has trouble reeling it in. Denemy mobs him in the far corner. Tries to strip the puck away. Working with less. Puck goes careening into the corner. It'll leak over to the opposite side. Brown racing after it. Able to knock it to Savage. Cross ice. Feed for a shot. That's stopped by Hyder. The rebound is shoved up the backside of the cage. Went straight up, and Hyder comes back to just push it away from the goal mouth. Incredible. Second chance was taken by Costantini. Now shorthanded. Cipolone scurries out the center. Gliding down the left wing. Tries to beat out Fulp.
Who lost their stick?
Ooh. There's a loose stick behind Bouillon.
Whose is it?
Must have been somebody who went to the bench. Everybody on the ice right now does have one. 22 seconds left on the penalty as Atlanta gets another clear. Condada behind the cage. Jolts it to the neutral zone for Dunkley. Tries to wheel it across. Pass is intercepted by Boudon. Able to pivot away and scurry up ice. Boudon on the left wing fires a high riser off the glass and up to the right point. He's held in for a moment. Gladiators finish off the penalty kill. And we are back to even strength. It's another successful Beaver Toyota and Mazda penalty kill. Atlanta now 2 for 3 on the night. On the right wing, McNamee carries and fires. Shoulder saved by Bouillon. Back up top, Robilotti rips one wide. Furiolo has the rebound. Mykov gets his back. On the far wall, McNamee pokes it to Lynn. Centering feed for Denemy is picked off. And it's a 3-on-2 up ice for the Icemen. Feed to the right wing, broken up by Furiolo. Excellent play there for Furiolo, playing game 107 in his ECHL career. Robilotti plunges into the deep end, takes a check in the far corner, knocks him off the puck, but good work there from number 3. Get something going for the Gladiators. Now it's Conroy. Slithering in on the left side. Wheels it down low to Young behind the cage. He'll knock it up to the right point for less. Reverses back down to Young. On the backhand. Creeps up the wall. Pivots to his forehand. Fires from the circle. Shot hits the stick and goes wide. Now Conroy. Digs deeper to Francis. Leaves it for Cipolone. At the half wall. Divorced from the puck by Grando. Francis on the forecheck tries to strip it back. At the right point, Les can't keep it in.
Who told me to look behind me?
Not sure. Conroy from the deep end. Looks up ice. Feeds it to Walter on the right
Say
wing.
in the chat what your name is.
Boudon on the right wing. Knocked off the puck by Tischke. Players converge at the end wall, taken away by MacArthur. Already with a goal here today, locates Crane. Tries to jolt it ahead, picked up by Boudon. Crane gets it back, weaves his way down the right wing. Sylvester feeds it left wing for Walter. Tries to cut towards the net, boxed out by Tischke. In the corner, players come together. Out of the pile comes Crane. Rushes it to his right for MacArthur. Tries to cut towards the net, stood up by Nychuk. Puck goes to the end wall. Furiolo meets it there. Tries to reverse it back up the near side. Nychuk throws a check on MacArthur as the puck leaks out to center. Drop pass. Geraldo feeds it left wing and now back the other way to Savage. Running down the right wing, Savage around the cage on his backhand. Cycles towards the high point. From the high slot, he drops off to Condata. Shot gets deflected wide in front of Hyder. Rebound to Burns. The tying goal back in the second period. He puts it to the neutral zone. Jacksonville comes flying back in. Savage cuts towards the goal mouth. Goes around again. Gets slammed into the end wall by Robolati. Atlanta will possess. Nolan on the right wing. Chip and chase to the right circle. Spets beats him to the puck. Nolan tries to strip it back in the far corner. From low to high they go. Less to Conroy. Stutter step. Digs deeper from the half wall. Feeds it to the slot. Off the stick of Spets and out of play. 5:20 gone by in the third period. Still tied up at 3. Gladiators are able to get a line change in. On comes the line of McNamee, Lind, and Denemy. For Kalen Lind, what a night he's having. A goal and an assist and a fight. It's a Gordie Howe hat trick for Kalen Lind here today. And he has shown no signs of slowing down. Face off on the near circle. Denemy will take it after McNamee's given the boot. Gladiators win the face-off. Conroy from the left point. Hacks it to the far corner for McNamee. Pokes it down low. Denemy lurking. Tries to spin away from Jordan. Able to knock it to McNamee. From low to high they go. Less across to Conroy. Sidestep. Pounds it off the end wall to Denemy. Wanted Lind at the left circle. Pass is broken up by the Icemen. Atlanta gets it back on the near wall. Denemy fighting for it against Oleski. Tries to pitch it down deeper. Ends up going off the shoulder of Lind to the slot. McNamee back to Lind. Near corner. Doesn't shoot. Feeds it across to McNamee. On the opposite side, the center for Denemy. At the line, Les has it. Feeds it to the left wing. Conroy shoots. Deflected in front. Lind was there. Jawing with Spets. Ends up going wide. Gladiators are buzzing here to start the third period, Penn. A lot of really good looks for Atlanta.
Yeah, they're going.
Conroy shuttles the puck in. They continue. They can continue to do just that. From the near corner, centering feed is intercepted by Crane. Rips it cross ice, passes flagged down by the glove of Young. He enters on the left side, leaves it for Cipolone. Spinning at the half wall, plays it up top. Triolo quick pass to Nychuk. He'll fire, save May Bouillon, and the rebound by Young is sent wide. Alex Young gets it back at the left point, keeping the play alive. Digging with it against Grando. Delayed offside on Atlanta. They do not tag up. 12:58 left in the third. We're still tied up at 3. Exciting action here at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Next goal is going to be a big one. Stick with us after the break to find out who gets it. We're back in a moment here on the Gladiators Broadcast Network.
Fans, please turn your attention to the video board as we honor tonight's
Feels like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Shot count reached 26-24 in favor of the Gladiators. They have outshot the Icemen 3-0 here to start the third period. 7:02 gone by in the final frame. Atlanta outshot Jacksonville 12-8 in the second period after being outshot 16-11 in the first. Neutral zone face-off won by MacArthur. Shot from the left wing, hits a Gladiator, goes to the right side wall. In that corner, Furiolo battling with Patosha. Icemen have it. MacArthur deals it to the left point. Spezza shot, blocked, and gobbled up by Hyder. 12:32 left in the third.
Check out these lucky fans enjoying the third period from the Atlantic Self-Storage fan penalty box.
Our fans doing this.
Atlantic Self-Storage.
I think they're just trying to be annoying.
Face off to the right of Hyder. Boudon will take it up against Patosha. Patosha with a goal here today. Earned his second of his pro career, and just so happens that both of his goals have come against the Gladiators. Patosha did score in the matchup on November 15th. What was a 2-1 Icemen victory. Face-off won by Sylvester. From the near corner, Jarvis skates into it, working against Patosha. The two number 6 will do battle. And the Atlanta is the victor as Sylvester takes in a pass on the right wing, but only for a moment. Jacksonville able to scrub him off the puck. Iceman rainbow it to the near corner. Puck skips to the wall. Jarvis back on it, working against Patosha again. Tries to jab it to Boudon. Instead gets caught up along the wall, and a board battle ensues. One of the keys to the game was to win the gritty areas. That includes plays like this. And it's a slow-moving battle. And now finally, out of that pile come the Icemen. Bykov returns it back to the same spot that they started. Much quicker battle, though, as Jarvis able to pelt it to the neutral zone. Jacksonville will possess. 11:29 left in the third. Atlanta able to scrub it away in front of their own bench. Jarvis feeds it to the middle, looking for Scardina. Pass just a jump away. Burns on the forecheck, gets it to Nolan on the left wall. Nolan on the backhand. They use it for Scardina. Into a battle with Beraldo. Feeds it to Burns. Centers for Nolan. He'll fire. Shot is blocked by Brown. And there's a penalty here. Looks like it's going against Jacksonville. Hooking the call. Atlanta to the Eco-Electric power play.
Congratulations to today's chicken.
Well, Penn, this is a huge moment in the game. Christopher Brown to the box for Jacksonville. A chance for Atlanta to take the lead on the power play.
Let's hope we can take the lead here.
Claim your prize courtesy of Chicken Salad Chick.
10:59 left in the third. Hooking on Jacksonville's captain. Atlanta to the power play. Second unit out there. They win it to the line to Furiolo. Plugs it towards the goal. Centering feed. He's off a stick to the near side. They'll roll it around to Lind at the right point. The youngster surveys, drops it down low. McNamee looks to center to Lind, and it gets broken up. Here's Costantini. Rumbling down the right wing. Gains the zone and drops it back. Good high alert play from Costantini. National champion last year with Western Michigan. 8 goals and 15 assists in 40 games during that championship run. He heads off for a change. Atlanta comes right back in. Second unit stays out there, and not much coming out of that. Icemen dump it down again. 1:08 left on the power play. Here is Furiolo leading the charge. Locates Nolan. Will go across to McNamee on the left wing. Pounds it off the end wall. Angle to Lind on the right wing. Finds Furiolo at the line. Holds, drifting towards his left. Furiolo delays to Nolan. He fakes a shot. Tishy gets a stick on it. He'll brush it to Lind in the far corner. Return to Furiolo at the line. He'll fire into traffic. Shot goes wide. Lind pokes it back to Nolan. Furiolo now to the left circle for Cipollo. Puck glances off his stick. Whacks it to McNamee. 28 seconds left on the power play. Fulp steps in front of the puck. Gladiators digging at it. Trying to pry it away from his skates. Leaks over to MacArthur. And Jacksonville will skate it out. Redmond Savage, short-handed. Barreling down the right wing. Cuts to the net and gets decked by Furiolo. Net comes off behind Hyder. Clock stops with 9:11 left in the third, 12 seconds left on Atlanta's power play. A couple of good chances there for the Gladiators on that power play. Puck behind Hyder came off, or net behind Hyder came off, as Savage was cutting towards the net. It ends up being face off to the right of Hyder. So in the waning moments of the power play, 12 seconds left on that, Atlanta will take a face-off deep in their own end. Maybe one last chance if they can win it on this power play, and they do. Furiolo tangled up on the far wall, lifts it to center, and that will pretty much do it for the power play. So Brown out of the box, back to even strength. Missed opportunity for the Gladiators on the man advantage. Puck at the line, Condata across. Sylvester jockeying with Katosha, who gets a steal and a shot in on Hyder. Netminder's able to make the save. Behind the net, Dunkley can't escape the wrath of Nychuk, who bangs off the wall and out to center. Atlanta with numbers up ice. Nychuk to the left wing. Sylvester fires off the pipe, and it stays out. Hit the outside of the post. Nychuk keeps it in at the left point. We've got another penalty here. Hooking on Jacksonville. Gladiators back to the power play when we return to VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. All tied up at 3.
Emergency Services is ready to answer the call, but we'd rather prevent them. Our free home safety survey includes checking smoke alarms, identifying common hazards, and reviewing your family's home escape plan. Schedule yours today.
So after a failed attempt on the eco-electric power play recently, the Gladiators head back to it. In the box for hooking this time on the Jacksonville side is Adrian Beraldo. And Atlanta gets another chance to take the lead on the power play. And once again, they send out the second power play unit to get things started. That unit spent the entirety of the last power play out there. So interesting that they get more ice time to start this power play. Comes about 30 seconds after the last one expired. Face off to the left of Bouillon. And off the face-off, the Icemen pound it through center. It's an opening clear for Jacksonville. Atlanta starts from the back end. Furiolo pitches it to his right. Nolan to the middle for Lynn. Helps it to the left wing for McNamee. Centering feed, batted out of the zone by Brown. Furiolo catches up to it. Atlanta forced to regroup and reload. Back in their zone. Furiolo from the left wing. Bombards the puck around. Bouillon out to play it. Shovels it back to the near side. Away from McNamee. Lynn keeps it in. On the left wing. Finds McNamee in the corner. Back up top they go to Furiolo. Cross ice. Nolan has it from the point. Steers it down low to Lynn. Well, right up that wall. Return the puck to Nolan. Finds Furiolo to his right. Lynn from the right circle takes in the pass. Returns it to Furiolo. Back to Lynn. He'll shoot. And it's blocked by Jordan. And the pass from low to high is intercepted by Savage. He will clear it out of the zone. .706 left in the third period. 45 seconds left on Atlanta's power play. And here comes the first unit. Boudon on the left wing finds Sylvester. Atlanta tries to cut towards the net. Jacksonville peels it away and gets another clear in. Nightchuck looks up ice. Finds Boudon on the entry. Quick pass to Sylvester. He'll poke it to the far corner. Boudon grabs it at the point. Whacks it to Walter. Left side Sylvester. Can't quite reel it in. Jams it to the end wall. Young caught in a pinch. The captain working there, trying to help out, but Jacksonville will clear again, and that'll just about do it for the Gladiators' power play. We are back to even strength once more. A couple of missed opportunities for the Gladiators on the power play. Still a tie game at 3 apiece. 6:10 left in the third. From corner to corner, the Icemen dump it in. At the left point, shot by Tishke. Snared out of the air by the glove of Hyder. 6:01 left in the third. Should be a fun fight to the finish between these two clubs. They'll meet again tomorrow afternoon in Jacksonville, or excuse me, in Atlanta after 2 here in Jacksonville. As the third game of a 3-3. Quick turnaround time. Schedule makers didn't do us any favors. Face off to the right of Hyder. Scardina will take it against Duhard, and he will win it. Out that face off, an Iceman goes down. MacArthur sprawled out. Atlanta moves up ice. Burns, drop pass. Francis fires, cuts to the net, tries to sneak it in, and it's held out by Bouillon. On the far corner, Francis.
Someone's angry.
Loses the puck to Condata. Through center comes Savage. Brushes it to his right for Crane. Centers to Beraldo. Back up top they go to Crane. His shot into traffic gets deflected wide. Conroy off the wall out to center. 5:20 left in the third as Burns runs it down. It will not beat out the icing. We'll pay another visit to Ethan Hyder. Shot count is 28-26 in favor of Atlanta. Game is tied at 3 apiece. No goals so far in the third. And it feels like at this point the next goal is going to be the game-winning goal. And in a moment like this, I think I'm looking for Cody Sylvester. Last season, to the franchise record for most game-winning goals in a single season. I believe he had 9 for the Gladiators.
In like 2022, he had like 40 goals in 1 year.
He had 38 goals at the single season team
38.
record. Shot from the line, gets deflected wide of Hyder, and Conroy gets bumped into the post by Savage. And let's see. Stoppage of play, 5:11 left in the third. We're headed to a timeout on the ice. That should be our last one of the night. We'll find out how this one ends out when we come back to Jacksonville. All tied up at 3 with 5:11 left in the third.
This Thanksgiving, you can count on Kroger. You get up high quality and down low prices. Up high quality with our exclusive brands and down low prices on all your Thanksgiving needs. Because at Kroger, quality and low prices always come together. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Here in Jacksonville, 5:11 left in the third period. Carson Denemy will take the face-off against Christopher Brown. Savage on the right wing takes it in and finds Dunkley at the half wall. He gets spilled by Robilotti. Pass goes through the slot and out the other side. From the wall, they fire off a stick or a body. One of the two and out of play with 4:56 left in the third.
Who's Bonnie Blue?
I don't know. Face off to the right of Hyder. Denemy will take the face off against Brown. From the left circle, shotless score! Jacksonville breaks the tie. Tejas Jordan makes it 4-3 Jacksonville with 4:50 left in the third. Not a bad time to get your first pro goal. Tejas Jordan. Shot in the left wing sneaks by Hyder, and Jacksonville takes the lead at 4-3. The Gladiators trying to catch back up in the final 5 minutes. Icemen score, take the lead. Face off to the right of Hyder. Young will take it against Costantini. Fulp from the right wing fires. Hyder fights it off.
His first of the season. Says number 10, Christopher Brown.
Christopher Brown.
His first of the season, scored by number 24, Tate
Just
Brown.
on Jordan's go-ahead goal. Young cuts to the net. Fires just wide of Bouillon. Cipolone now, top of the right circle, swerves towards the net, looks to center, hits the skate and goes away from the slot. Icemen dump it in. Francis spins away, and the pressure from Crane. Nychuk locates Walter on the run, gains the red line, now Iceman blue. It's a shot on goal for a blocker save by Bouillon. At the line, Conroy fakes the shot, sauces it down
I love
low
how they're
to Young.
happy, even though they got destroyed 7-2 last night, and now they're happy.
They are up by 1, 4-3 left, with 3:35 left in the third period. Walter cuts in front, deflection by Boudon is fought off by Bouillon. They were that close to tying the game. Boudon fires, rebound goes to Walter, and he gets tied up by Condada. Couldn't punch in the loose puck. This line is buzzing though. Conroy across to Les, he'll shoot into traffic, it gets blocked, and Beraldo will clear. Keep an eye on Ethan Hyder as Jacksonville ices the puck. 3:05 left in the third. Atlanta down by 1. We'll see when they opt to pull Hyder for the extra attacker if we should get to that point. Third line out there, McNamee, Denemy, Lind. They've been on their A game here tonight. Nychuk and Furiolo, the two defensemen. Gladiators have fought back so many times this season. We'll see if they can do it again. Denemy against Duhart on the near circle. Denemy wins the face-off, gets tied up. Iceman stripped the puck away. Bykov plugs it to center. Denemy's got it back. Weaves his way in and fires off the stick of Condada and out of play. Face off to the left of Bouillon this time. Denemy will take the face off against Brown. Iceman win the face off, chuck it to the line. Great hold in by Nychuk. Grabs it out of the air with his glove. Jams it to the far corner. Now to the near side, it's McNamee. Knocks it up to the left point for Furiolo, and he loses it there. Brown up ice, 2-on-1 for Jacksonville. Brown will delay, feed it in front. Hyder snatches it with the glove. Ooh boy, almost a breakdown there for the Gladiators. Thankfully for Atlanta, the Icemen not able to capitalize, and it remains a 1-goal game with 2:33 left in the third. Get a replay look here. Brown shuffles down the right wing and holds up, and play on the back check there by Nychuk. Take away the passing lane for Brown. Now a face-off on the near circle. Brown up against Boudon. First line back out there for Atlanta. And it looks like Atlanta actually mixing things up. It's a shot absorbed by Hyder. Has the rebound. Boudon out there with Nolan and Burns. So a different combo here for Matt Ginn's Gladiators. Normally we see Boudon with Sylvester and Walter, but desperate times call for desperate measures. Shuffle things around a bit. And now Boudon heads off to the bench. Now we see Francis step in to take this face-off with Nolan and Burns. And Francis will be kicked out of the dot. Burns will step in and take this face-off. Going against Brown, and false start here. We'll do it again. A couple of fans groan. Just want to get on with it. 2:27 left in the third period. Icemen have it. Jordan from the right point. Rifles it around to the far wing. Francis jockeys for it. Tries to get a piece of the puck. Hard work. Muscles it up to the point. They'll drop it back to less, and Atlanta will possess. Possession is the name of the game right now for the Gladiators. Need to have the majority of it for the rest of the way through if they want a chance to win. Conroy enters on the left side. Hyder looking to the bench. Puck to the end wall. Francis is there. Hyder still between the pipes as Jacksonville takes it away. And they'll jam it back down to Atlanta ice. Conroy takes it in on the left wing. Gains the attacking line. Prods it to the corner. Icemen get in front of it. Fulp up ahead to Costantini. Finds Grando on the move. Drop pass, one-timer MacArthur. Shuffles in on Hyder. Whacks it to the near corner. 1:30 to go. Icemen having the Gladiators in their own zone. Nychuk will possess now. Sidesteps the pressure from MacArthur. And they will try and look up ice. Boudon takes it in. Hyder off to the bench. Boudon from the left point. Serves it to the right side for Walter. Sauces it over to the near corner. Boudon is there to meet it. Net empty for the Gladiators, 6-on-5. Nychuk from the left point. Pumps it to the end wall. Final minute of the third. Nychuk lost his stick, has to go back to the bench to get a new one. Luckily for him, a board battle is occurring at the end wall. Atlanta comes out of it. Nychuk from the right point takes it in. Nychuk looking, shooting into traffic. Blocked in front. Icemen whack it to the empty net. And it'll go wide. Icing on Jacksonville with 36.6 to go. Six out there for the Gladiators. Nychuk, Sylvester, Walter, Cipolone, Young, and Boudon. .36 seconds to tie the game. Face off on the far circle. Young will take it against Costantini. Guillaume between the pipes. Looking to his left. Jacksonville has won the face-off. They try and plug it out. It's a turnover. Walter in front. He will be denied. They try and stop it in. It's loose, and somehow it will stay out. Unbelievable. Bouillon sprawling it out. Laying on the line. Walter is denied. They turn it over to Walter in the slot. Tries to rip it not once but twice. 3 times. And Bouillon slams the door shut. Atlanta will take its timeout with 27.4 left in the third.
Timeout taken by. Shooty is coming up here.
Matt Ginn giving his guys a rest. 27.4 left, but that might have been their best chance to win it. Walter with 3 chances knocking on the door. And Bouillon slams the door shut on the Swede. Icemen had a 3-1 lead at one point. Atlanta scored twice in 23 seconds to tie the game at 3. The goal that is the difference right now is the first professional goal for Teus Jordan, the defenseman for Jacksonville. He scored with 4:50 left in the third to break the tie and make it what is now a 4-3 Jacksonville lead. So right now you got to think Atlanta needs to win this face-off. It is critical that they have possession here, otherwise the game is pretty much over. Face off on the near circle, Bouillon will take it against Brown. And Brown wins it to the corner. Jacksonville tries to lift it out, gets chipped to the half wall. Atlanta keeps it alive. Young right side to Sylvester. He'll fire wide. 16 seconds left. Cipolone looks to center, hits the stick. Young will shoot. It gets blocked. 10 seconds to go. Cipolone on the left wing tries to go cross ice, broken up by Savage, and he will clear the zone, and that will be it from Jacksonville. It ends with chaos. Jacksonville hangs on. They win it 4-3. They take the middle game of the 3-game set. Sets up tomorrow's Sunday showdown as the rubber match between these two South Division rivals. Jacksonville wins it 4-3. Penn, thanks for joining me here on the broadcast here today. Always good to have you, my friend. Looking forward to seeing you soon. Safe travels back home. Appreciate you hanging out.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Gladiators Nation. Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Icemen take it 4-3 here in Jacksonville. Final score on the road. Atlanta falls to 13-5. Jacksonville gets back to 500, ends their 4-game losing streak. Gets back to 10-10. Coming up next here from Jacksonville, post-game show. We'll wrap this one up and look ahead to tomorrow's matchup in Duluth between these two teams. All on the other side of the break, coming up in 30 seconds here on the Gladiators Broadcast Network. Final score from VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. The Icemen hang on after a Gladiator comeback attempt in the second period. They take this one 4-3 and sets up tomorrow afternoon's matchup as the rubber match in the 3-on-3 between these two clubs. Here's how it started. Jacksonville with 2 goals at the end of the first period puts them up 2-0 after 1. Goals coming from Patosha and Grando. Couple of oddball goals for Jacksonville, but you take them any way you can get them, and that's what Jacksonville did. First goal, Hyder makes the initial save. The rebound goes behind the net. Jacksonville plays until the whistle. They center it to Patosha. He fires it in for the first goal of the night. Second goal comes just 36 seconds later off the stick of Chris Grando. Puck pinballs off a shot from the line in front of Hyder. Over to the left circle for Grando. He pumps it in, 2-0 Jacksonville. Go to the second period, and that's where things blow wide open. Jacksonville starts the period up 2-0. We end the second period tied 3-3. Here's how we got there. 12:09 left in the second period. Kaylin Lind scores at the end of a power play. Power play expires. Gladiators continue the press. They put a shot on goal. Beyond the save. And the rebound leaks behind him. Lind is able to locate it, puts it to the back of the net for the score after getting in a fight with Aiden Fulp back in the first period. Jacksonville gets that one back, though, as they score 55 seconds after the Lind goal. Ben MacArthur scores to make it 3-1 Jacksonville on the power play. Slap shot into the back of the net, 6 seconds on Jacksonville's man advantage. They take a 3-1 lead, but here come the Gladiators. As 2 goals in the final 4 minutes, turning with 3:25 left in the second from McNamee on the power play. And Burns, 23 seconds later, makes it a 3-3 score through 2. Head to the third period. Gladiators get a couple of cracks at it on the Eco-Electric power play. They did score 1 power play goal here tonight, but had 2 chances to win the game in about a 5-minute span and couldn't do it. Could not take the lead with those opportunities. And Jacksonville able to take the lead and win the game. With 4:50 left in the third period, Teus Jordan slaps off a face-off victory on the far circle, beats Ethan Hyder. That is the game-winning goal. And Jacksonville improves to 10-10. Atlanta falls to 13-5. Jacksonville snaps their 4-game skid, and they snap Atlanta's 4-game win streak heading into tomorrow afternoon's matchup. Atlanta outshoots Jacksonville 32-30 here tonight, but the first period, I think, caught the Gladiators late here in this game. The first period was not their best effort here tonight. Jacksonville lost 7-2 last night, lost by 5 in their own building, just got thrashed and embarrassed, and probably had a stern talking to by Sean Teagle, their head coach. And we knew last night that Jacksonville was going to come out with a better effort here today, and they really did. In the first period, they outshoot Atlanta 16-11. They outscored them 2-0. Jacksonville's big first period was enough to push them past the Gladiators' comeback. And in the third period, late, they prevail. And I think, where this game was lost for the Gladiators wasn't a full 60-minute effort. There were some cracks here tonight for Atlanta. And I think back to the third period where the Gladiators had some chances to put the puck in the back of the net, and they didn't capitalize. And I think the 2 power play chances, missed opportunities there, and then crazy sequence at the end of the game. Isaac Walter, cherry picking between the circles, reels in a loose puck off a turnover. Has 3 chances to shove it by Bouillon, and he can't. He can't do it. Bouillon with maybe the save of the week. Keeps the puck out, and the Icemen win 4-3. But, one thing that is for certain is that the Gladiators have been a very tough team to play against. And again, it all goes back to Matt Ginn's philosophy. Win or lose, they want to be a tough team to play against. They don't want to be a team that fades away. They want to play right down to the wire, win or lose. And you can argue that in every single loss for the Gladiators this season, they have been right in it to the very end. Unfortunately, here for Atlanta, this is the first time this season in which they've given up 4 goals in a game. And so, on a night where they score 3 goals, normally that's been enough for Atlanta to win, but not tonight. Gladiators have been a great team defensively so far this season, but this one catches up to them. Jacksonville wins 4-3. Sets up a nice showdown tomorrow afternoon in the rubber match between these 2 teams. Season series tied up at 2 games apiece. This was the 70th all-time meeting between these 2 clubs, and I'm looking forward to the 71st. Max's holiday party tomorrow at Gas South Arena. Max is celebrating the holiday season. Santa's going to be there for Sing for Santa with all the kids. It'll be the Jambo's PJ toss, so make sure you've got your jammies. Throw them on the ice after the Gladiators' first goal. All donations go to Jambos and Kids in Need. And the first 1,500 fans in the building will get a Gladiators-themed ornament, courtesy of our friends over at Bare Bones Steakhouse. So make sure you come on out to Gas South Arena for a Sunday afternoon matchup between these 2 teams. And on that note, I am curious to see how that game plays out tomorrow. I think it's going to be a slugfest. And I think that for a couple of reasons. One, there was a lot of nastiness here tonight between these 2 teams. We saw the fight in the first period between Lind and Fulp. Season's greetings between these 2 clubs. That's not going away anytime soon. And so I think that'll carry over to tomorrow before the Gladiators head off to Utah during the week and the turnaround time. So this game ends. It's 9:46 right now here local time. Gladiators will probably get out of here around 10:15, 10:30. That's when they'll hit the road. And then you got 6 hours back to Atlanta. Now, fortunately for the Gladiators, the Icemen have to deal with the same problem. Quick turnaround time, but boy, does that 3 o'clock start time sting. You're talking about playing a game the next day in less than 24 hours after this one wraps up. It is tough. And so it speaks to the mental fortitude of the players on the ice, and it speaks to the conditioning as well. And so we'll see. Tomorrow is probably going to be a slugfest. I can't imagine it's going to be a very pretty game. Might be sloppy in some areas, but for the Gladiators, they'll look to pick up a win the rubber match, and get some good momentum before they head on the road to take on the Utah Grizzlies in West Valley. So with that, we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard here in the South Division, how things shook out here tonight, and the implications that might have. Final from North Charleston Coliseum, Greenville beat South Carolina 5-2, so second place remains in the hands of the Gladiators despite the loss. Final from Savannah, the Solar Bears. Look out for them. They win another 3-2. Orlando defeats Savannah. And the Florida Everblades win 5-2 over the Norfolk Admirals at the Scope in Norfolk. And let's take a look at the Utah Grizzlies right now. They are winning 4-1 over the Allen Americans at Credit Union Texas Event Center after 2 periods of play. So Utah's been an up-and-down team this season, but they're certainly going to put on a good show for their home crowd when the Gladiators come to town. One of those games is their teddy bear toss game, as Utah has goals from Hanson Bukata, 2 from Griffin Ness, and 1 from Reed Lepster in what is a 3-goal Grizzlies lead through 2. So a lot of good games on the docket. Every night is a gauntlet for the Gladiators, and entering a tough stretch where they'll play at home tomorrow, 3 o'clock, after this one wraps up here late tonight. So hit the road, get back to Duluth sometime in the morning, and then have to do it all again at 3 in the afternoon. And then they're off to Utah to take on the Grizzlies. And so hopefully for the Gladiators, this road fatigue doesn't catch up to them. Atlanta this season loses its 3rd game on the road, now 5-3 in road contests, 13-5 overall. Gladiators will look to right the ship tomorrow against Jacksonville. It'll be interesting to see who gets the starting net for the Icemen. Last night it was Ratzlaff, today it was Bouillon. Now, kind of look and wonder if Cameron Rowe's going to get the start, or if they go back to Ratzlaff. It's uncertain, but it is interesting to think about, especially with being the 3rd game in 3 days. For the Gladiators, I assume that they will go back to TJ Septemfelter, as Atlanta has been using their goaltenders on a rotational basis. Time will only tell. And we'll get to do it all again tomorrow from Gas South Arena, so make sure you're there. 2:50 pregame show, 3:10 puck drop. Gladiators and Icemen for the rubber match of the 3-game series. Once again, your final score, Jacksonville 4, Atlanta 3. Icemen gutted out on home ice. Snap the Gladiators' 4-game win streak. I'm Chiarenza saying good night and so long from Jacksonville. See you tomorrow afternoon on a quick turnaround in Duluth.